I do frequently take a step back. I still vividly remember, a lot of stuff from the very, very, very early days, and I never would have believed we'd get to where we're at now. But now that we're here, as I said, we just keep pushing as hard as we can to kind of take it as far as we can, and we're fortunate that people are still interested. Hey guys, it's Jacko from Bury Tomorrow, and you are listening to the Chronicles of Podcast with Tom and Jamie.
Hello world, Wednesday 13 here.
Hey, this is Tom Stain.
Hello everybody, I'm Ronnie Ledrew.
Yes, my friends, my name's John Mahon.
What's going on, everybody? It's Tom.
And it's Jamie. Welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, nays and thems, this week we have a very special guest. This week's guest is joining us for a second time after originally joining us all the way back in 2021. This week's guest is a powerhouse drummer behind the best metalcore band gracing the planet today. Here to talk all about their upcoming 8th studio album, Will You Haunt Me With the Same Patience, released on the 16th of May. From the band whose live show no doubt makes him ask the question, what if I burn? Put your hands together and don't let go as we welcome the drum monster himself, Adam Jackson, for the Chronicles of Bury Tomorrow 2.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Wow. What an intro.
Oh, I don't know whether to apologise or be proud. I'm not entirely...
No, I'll take it. Great work.
You know how hard it is to get what if I burn into a pun? That was the best I could come up with, all right?
Really, really good.
I'll take it. There we go.
So, I've never known anybody to be too hench to give blood.
Oh, mate. Yeah.
What happened there?
I didn't realise it was a thing either. So, yeah, I've just got back about half an hour ago. I went to try and give blood for the first time. Never done it before. But I went along with my wife, who does it all the time. And, did all the tests and stuff that you do beforehand. Got all the way through, got onto the bed. They basically went to put the cannula in. They couldn't really they could see the vein, but they put it in and the blood didn't come out like quick enough, apparently. So I wasn't really watching what was happening, obviously, but yeah, so she put it in and then she asked for some help. Another lady came over and they like wiggled it around, which was really painful, by the way. I'm like, what's going on here? And she just goes to me, yeah, do you lift weights a lot? I'm like, yeah. She's like, yeah, your arms are really muscly and we can't get the flows like not quick enough. And I'm like, I thought she was joking. I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, very good. All right. She was like, yeah, like that's it. And I knew in the back of my head, I'd heard that they're not allowed to do the other arm. So like they basically have one attempt with one arm. And if it goes wrong, that's it. You're done. They can't do it again. So I'm thinking, hang on, have you failed? Because that means this is a wasted journey. But yeah, basically she told me my arms are too muscly. And next time to come back, they could try on the other arm, but she recommends they try a different vein, which might be better. But I've just got to give it a go again at some point. And I'm like, I've been seen off. But I did get a Kit Kat. So,
Yeah. Wasted journey then.
Absolutely not, no. I go for the snacks. But yeah, my arm is now in bits, I'll be honest. It's so sore already. So good job I don't need to play drums for a month or so.
Yeah, I was going to say. Like that, I've never heard that, though. I've never heard it's one attempt and then game over.
Yeah, so they won't do the other arm. They'll put it in and they can have a little wiggle, in the same place.
Yeah.
Obviously, they don't like to do that too much. But yeah, it's like not as easy as, okay, we'll just try the other arm. We'll go for a completely different vein. It's their policy. So,
okay.
Yeah, and I just thought you go give blood. I didn't think there was any, don't end up giving blood. I just thought it happens. But apparently it's possible if you go all the way there. Went through the iron test. So they, prick your finger, which is also quite painful, by the way. Iron was fine. Go through all of the stuff, do all the questionnaires, get on the bed. And I've ended up not having my blood taken. My arm's in bits. I've had a Kit Kat. And now I'm on a podcast. So here we go.
What a Monday.
What an ego boost. I'm sorry, you're too muscly to give blood.
I think she was probably having me on, but yeah, genuinely, that's what she said. So I don't know. But I have genuinely been going to the gym a lot, so I will take it. If I hadn't been going, I'd be like, you're having me on. But I have been going. So.
That's fucking incredible. Oh. And I can't believe our last conversation was March of 2021. It does not feel that long ago since you came on with us.
No, that is a long time.
Incredible.
I can't really remember exactly what I said either. So, you know.
Neither can we. I know we talked about an Honourable Rain music video at the Hill. I remember that bit.
Yeah.
I think... what album just come out?
It was just after Cannibal came out.
Cannibal just came out. Yeah, but it was during COVID.
Yep, during COVID.
And I think you were in a bathroom. I remember a plant behind you.
Yes.
I don't think I was in a bathroom.
It probably wasn't. It gave the feel, but it was the vibe of it, I assume. But I don't think it actually
was. Definitely there was a plant behind me, but it was not a bathroom. No, I wasn't on the toilet while doing it.
Not for 2 hours. I thought.
I do remember that much. Yeah.
Because obviously, when we were talking to you before, you were renovating a house and you were doing all sorts of stuff. But as we mentioned before that, you've now moved on to another house. That project's long gone, done.
Yeah, that project's finished and gone, and yeah, I've been in a new house for about a year or so, which has far less work than needs doing to it. But yeah, been a bit busy few years. But I think I'm done with houses for a little bit. So
yeah, I can't say I blame you. I mean, you've toured the world since you released The Seventh Son back in 2023. Yeah. Which we discussed. We did it for another company we interviewed for you back then as well. We spoke to you in a car. Yeah. You've been to Japan, Australia, America, Canada, Brazil, like of all fucking places to go to. Like you don't stop. You've left Natal and now joined Tama.
Yeah.
Like, dude, is it one of those moments where every time you wake up you have to like sort of pinch yourself that this is life and this is real?
No, absolutely, mate. Yeah, I think when we spoke last time, obviously we'd achieved great things, and I probably said then, like, we've achieved everything and more that I ever set out to do. So whatever happens from now is kind of it's all just a bonus. But yeah, obviously in the 2-3 years since we spoke, it's just kept going, and it is pretty mind blowing, to be fair. The level we've got to now is while still, don't get me wrong, there's a long way that we would love to be able to go with it. And I believe that, the ceiling for our music is, there's still some growth in there for us. But yeah, just the stuff we're doing now, the things we kind of talk about, the things we have to consider. It is weird. And I do frequently take a step back. I still vividly remember, a lot of stuff from the very, 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 very early days. And I never would have believed we'd get to where we're at now. But now that we're here, as I said, we just keep pushing as hard as we can to kind of take it as far as we can. And we're fortunate that people are still interested, because it's so unusual for a band like ours to have been going for so long and still, experiencing growth. It's pretty unheard of for there to not really have been a drop off. And I spoke about it last time in the podcast with you guys about we've never really dropped off. Every album has just been taking a step up.
Yeah. And
we made some big changes, and we weren't really sure between Cannibal and Seventh Son whether we would still take that step, and we did. We're incredibly proud of it. And then we're moving into the next record after that now, and everything's still just shaping up really nicely. So it's been an absolutely insane ride, and like you mentioned the Tama thing, I'm glad you did, because that's really cool for me personally. First proper drum kit I ever got when we started BT was a Tama Star Classic Performer that I bought from a local drum shop. I remember it like it was yesterday. And so to now be one of their artists and all of the stuff that comes with that, like, as I said, vividly, like, remember when I was purchasing their kits and playing their stuff because I wanted to, because I looked up to the drummers that were playing them and all that. So it was a really it was a full circle moment for me when I became one of their artists. So it's very cool.
I mean, you mentioned obviously the transition, obviously Jason leaving just after COVID, and then Tom and Ed coming in, and obviously everybody. We spoke to Jessie from Dream State about a month ago, when obviously she joined Dream State. People were like, "Oh my god, new singer! What the fuck are they doing? What's going to happen here?" Yeah, keyboard warriors, that sort of thing. But the transition, it's weird. Like Seventh Son exploded. It's all wonderful. It's still like so BT, but it's gone in a completely different direction. I can't quite explain it. Like, it's still authentically yourselves. Do you know what I mean? It's like they just enhanced and you're just growing. You haven't even hit your prime yet, and you're almost in 8 albums.
Well, we're trying. Yeah.
Why is I asked this last time? I'd ask this again because I love asking this question. Why is it that anything you release, every single track, it's just fucking gold? Why is that? You can't release a bad record at all. Bad nothing. It's all superb.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I mean, if you read some comments on YouTube, not everyone agrees, but we've still got an amazing platform, and I think we just try and be, regardless of what's happened, we've always tried to be authentically ourselves, but with each record trying to push ourselves, and whether that's between some records, maybe actually not being that different, even though we felt like we were trying to push ourselves, or whether there's a very tangible, we're really going to put ourselves out here with maybe, a couple of songs in particular and try and progress the rest. We've always tried to just progress in some way, whether that's trying new things, whether it's just trying to be a better version of what this band is. And I suppose some of what we're doing, it comes with experience. We've been doing it a long time. We just try and get better. And it's the same with anything. You do it, over and over and over again, you're supposed to get better at it. But I think sometimes with music and bands and artists along the way, what they like changes, what they are able to put effort into changes. And so I think for some bands, you do find that maybe that's why they start to tail off or they move in different directions. But we've always been very focused what we wanted to do. And even with the lineup change, we were still focused on what we wanted to do. But it's just been about really refining that. And, Seventh Son was kind of the first step where we were still finding our feet with Tom and Ed. They were still finding their feet as to how they fitted into the songwriting process. But we knew, as soon as we recorded that, and as soon as we started working with them, that, that was only really scratching the surface of what we could potentially do. And we were already, making plans for what the next one would look like very soon after finishing in the studio with that. So, I'm not surprised that we have gone on to create more songs that ultimately we're really proud of. And what we've experienced before is if we're really proud of something, then generally there's plenty of other people that think it's really good as well. And that's just what we focus on. The quality control when we write songs is really high. We have certain standards, like everybody has to be really into it. So we try and just make sure that we don't let those standards slip. Write every song like it's going to be a single. Try and not have albums that are like, the singles are great, but the rest of it's filler. I've listened to records where I felt that myself, and I always find it really interesting when bands have singles that are so clearly have had more effort put into them than others. As I said, we try and write a record that's full of singles. Every single song, could be released more or less. And it tends to come out okay. And ultimately, we're really proud of the stuff that we're releasing now. And we've been really humbled by the response it's got, because as you know, until, we release something into the world, you never really know what people are going to think.
No.
But the response has been really cool, and obviously that's just so rewarding for us after putting in so much effort. It was a stressful record to write and record, actually, probably the most stressful just because of our schedule. We were doing it all through last year, from about sort of April time to September, but we were doing it between touring commitments. So we were like in and out of the studio, which we've never done before. We've always done it like, here's a block of time, we'll go into the studio and record a record. We would normally have it written before. But with this one, we actually, the first 2 songs that we recorded for the album were Villain and Let Go. We did that in one session in November 23. Wow. And then obviously Villain came out sort of June time last year.
Yeah.
The first thing that anyone heard. And then, so we've had Let Go ever since, like that studio session. Although Let Go did go back and forward quite a lot. we redid the chorus and let go from that first studio session. I think we just couldn't quite get it to sit where we wanted it with everybody, and that's where I talk about this like really high quality threshold. We had the song. I did think it was really, really good, but what used to be the chorus is now like the kind of outro melodic section.
Oh, okay.
Like it dropped into that like big outro, but that was the chorus, I believe. What is the chorus now didn't exist initially in the recording, and Tom, being the champion that he is, redid it when we were just like not sure about it, so it got redone. But yeah, so we did those in the first thing, and then we went back into the studio from April 24, started pre-production for a week, and then we were kind of in and out through the coming months in between touring. We went to America, we did a festival run in June, we did all of the stuff we were doing, and we fully wrapped up the record like September. So it was a mad process. We just felt like we were going a bit mental. We were worried we were going to lose touch with where we were, because we were just so in and out doing bits, as opposed to be really like in it with one studio session over like 4 or 5 weeks. But actually, once we got out of that environment, took a step back, and we're kind of like, well, we've done it now. That's it. That's all we can do. Had a break from it. I think we're all, we're ultimately really proud of how it's come out, and I think actually it is a cohesive body of work. But yeah, it was not without its stresses to make, actually.
In a really weird way, isn't it kind of nice to have come away from it for a bit when you went off on tour, to then look at it again with fresh eyes when you came back and went, actually, I'm not really happy with how this worked here or how it worked here?
For sure. Yeah, and I think that's another thing that's really crucial about our band now that we just never used to have. We have this in the demo stage where Tom's got a studio set up, Dan's got a little studio set up at home. We can track vocals on top of demos and manipulate things and do a lot of work before we go into the studio. So we've all got an idea of kind of where we're sat when we go in, which is really important. Historically, we just kind of had musical demos before we went to the studio. We never really knew what was going to happen vocally. Dan would have a really good idea, but from on the melodic side, we just wouldn't. So that really helps, but also making the record like we did and going in and out of the studio and having the flexibility with Carl Bown, who produced it. We were able to do things like, we've gone in, we've recorded a full song, here's a let go, sounds sick, sit on it for a little bit, and actually, can we make it better? And having the flexibility to go in, which you don't get if you just go into a studio. We've got 4 weeks, we've got to record a record, you've got no time to go back.
Yeah.
We had that flexibility in our schedule because we started writing so early, got in the studio so early, we still had enough time. We had to deliver a record for, September time for it to be out when we wanted it to be out. But between that time, we could manipulate things a little bit more. And Carl was really flexible with us as far as like, if one of the guys wanted to come back in and do something different guitar wise or, vocally, we had the flex to do so. And that's key, because I think, a lot of bands would say if they'd have just, maybe sat back on some stuff for a bit, they might have changed some stuff. So having the flexibility to do that was important, but you've also got to have a cutoff, because with music, you're never done. You can keep changing it, forever if you want to. You've got to have that point where you're like, okay, that's it now. What will be. So yeah, long process, but as I said, really, really proud of what we've created, and to start now getting that feedback from the people that really matter, the fans of the music, for the singles we put out so far has been really rewarding, and it just makes us, really excited for everyone to hear the rest of it.
Cannot wait.
Good.
I really cannot wait.
Awesome.
It's made you saying like how like moving on from like Cannibal onwards and the new lineup of all these like changes and growth and stuff like that. Is having Tom and Ed join the band sort of like that? I don't want to say like fresh bit of that extra push, that sort of new BT sort of feel, but is that part of it? It's like this is the next chapter. What are we going to do?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we said that kind of at the time when Tom and Ed jumped in, like it was an injection of energy that we all needed to give it another go. By the time they joined, we'd been a band for a long time. So that energy was naturally kind of, waning a little bit, and circumstances within the band meant it was, an all-time low, to be quite honest. So we needed something to change. And so they gave us that initial push and just opened up new doors as to what we could maybe try, what we had the energy to try. Obviously with Tom coming in, it was always going to be different vocally, but he just brought so much to the table from a songwriting perspective as well, a soundscape perspective, the electronics, the building of everything, not just about the bits that he was singing. He's a really talented songwriter in his own right. So it just gave us the ability to just try so many different things. I think that's probably the biggest thing. And Ed was able to play whatever we needed him to play currently, but he also brought this kind of different guitar style that Dorse, not that Dorse didn't have, but it's not really the way he plays. Ed can do some other stuff, or the way he writes, his kind of use of like ambience and stuff within guitars and guitar chords is really cool. He just brings a different perspective to Dorse. They can both shred their nuts off, but they come together to just allow different things. Like What If I Burn, musically, guitar wise, that's mostly Ed's song. That's not Dorse. So I think that's really cool. That's really cool for Dorse, because he's always been completely relied upon from a guitar perspective historically to create. So giving him the space to not have to think of everything was massive. So yeah, they've both been crucial to that, and just as personalities, that they're two nice guys. And that's massive as well for us. We have to come together, we have to do all this weird shit together, we have to tour, we have to live on top of each other literally sometimes. You have to, it's more than just being able to write good songs, being in a band that tours a lot. So they fitted into that so easily, far easier than I thought they were going to. We chucked them in at the deep end at, we were at a level that was already, pretty decent. They both had some experience within bands, but neither of them had played in front of the size of crowds that we were playing in front to. But if I was them, I'd think they hit it very well. They were petrified at the time, but they just kind of got on with it, and you never would have known. If it was me, I mean, Christ, I don't know if I would have been able to do it. But yeah, I really admire that about them both. They just they took the opportunity. They fitted right in every way. And as I said, we've never really looked back, and we've just ultimately just got more and more comfortable. And I think this next record is pretty much just the product of us all becoming more and more comfortable and familiar with each other, and how we can get the best out of each other,
Yeah, I mean, Dan now singing on What If I Burn, because when I listen to you go like, holy shit, I think that's Dan's, like, they just role reverse completely. Then I saw the post about it on Instagram, I was like, love that Dan's now got more capability to do way more different things than just scream all the time.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't have happened previously. We've dabbled with it. He's dabbled with the thought of maybe doing it on some of his demos, but I think he had to feel really comfortable himself to put himself out there and see how it went. And ultimately, he felt comfortable enough in the studio environment to try it, and it worked great. And having Tom, where actually he can scream himself, and us never really showing that side of it as well. It was like the perfect opportunity to just switch. And like seeing people kind of pick up on that and listen to it, and like the reaction videos were like, wait, who's that? I'm confused. And they kind of clock with the video and stuff. It's been good. But yeah, like just both of them being able to push themselves, and Tom feeling more comfortable, I think, as well, to express himself in different ways. And yeah, Dan the same, and it's gone really well. So I imagine we'll be doing more of it in future. There's definitely, there's some more stuff to come on the record for sure. So yeah, we'll see.
I love it. I'm looking forward to Dan's little sexy hooks that he has as well, that he seems to have when the breakdown comes in. So like, obviously Heretic, where he's got Last of the Heretics, when it just kicks in. Love that shit. How could
Yeah.
they do that to us and abandon us? And then obviously in the latest record, Let Go, where he just goes, oh no. Oh my God. Every time I'm at the tube station, wherever the fuck I am, I don't care. Every time it just makes me want to go absolutely mental. It's so good.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of stuff like that. Just trying to, like, we talk about kind of shock moments vocally quite a bit. We have done since Seventh Son, just trying to have those moments where, you know, somebody could just be listening to the track as if it's like in the background and just do something vocally that makes me go, wait, what was that? You know? And he's just really good at coming up with those sorts of things, whether it's a particular tone or whether it's a rhythm, high, low. He's got a massive range. So yeah, just trying stuff and seeing what sticks in the studio. But there's loads of those sorts of moments for you on the record.
Oh, stop teasing me, Adam. Stop teasing me.
I'm here to sell it. What can I say?
No, I know.
Obviously, we were saying before, like, Dan and Tom trying new things, like you tried new things with the band, but what about yourself? Have you tried new things? Have you like tried new things drumming?
Yeah, I have a little bit, to be fair. So the recording process for me, it was actually really comfortable. I had a lot of fun, worked really well with Carl. So 3 drum sessions, I guess, for the record. So the first one, we did the 2 tracks, Villanark and Let Go. And then we recorded drums over 2 other sessions last year. So we did, the way we've been doing for the last couple of records is drums are done right towards the end. So we let everything kind of go down and get cemented from, you know, guitars and vocals. And then the drums go down on top of that. So we make sure that, because historically we would do the drums first, and traditionally that's kind of where you would put the drums. But there's more and more records now where you basically program stuff out, and as things change in the studio, you allow yourself the flexibility to change because you haven't got drums that are recorded already. So you can do whatever you want, like musically, guitar wise, you can change riffs, you can do whatever you want. The drums can just be mapped out in a different way, and then, you know, I can come in and put down what needs to go down once we know this is how the song goes. So it actually makes a lot more sense doing it that way. And what it means is I can do a little bit more of what I really like to do, which is actually not having drums that just completely follow the music and they accent different vocal bits. So I tried it a little bit on Villanark initially. We had obviously, like, you know, Dawson Ed had kind of done the guitar side of things and they programmed out some electronic drums to it. But as soon as I heard the vocal demos for it, so what Dan was doing particularly, I wanted to match some of my kick patterns to the rhythm that he was doing vocally. And we did it in the studio, and, you know, everyone really liked how it kind of came out. It's sort of just picking out different bits. So as I said, it's not just focusing on what the guitars are doing, which is what we would maybe do traditionally. So just little kick accents here and there that just kind of, as I said, just follow the rhythm of what Dan's doing a bit more. And it went really well, and a few people picked up on it actually, and kind of, you know, the feedback we were getting on the song. So I did a lot more of that in the studio, so similar to What If I Burn. So if you think of the slow kind of stripped back verses with Dan, you'll notice that the drum pattern, a lot of what I'm playing is just like accenting what he's saying at the same time. So like the kick and his vocals are like synced up together. It just lends itself to kind of cool moments that we might not have got previously. You know, if I'd have gone into the studio, for example, and just tracked drums to that kind of very ambient, spacey guitar verse without really knowing what the vocals were doing, I would never have done that, if that makes sense. That those drums only exist because I knew what that vocal pattern was going to be. So I was able to kind of pick out moments to accent it. So it's those little touches that they might not be immediately obvious to people. You might not necessarily, you know, think about it too much, but it's those kind of cool things that we're doing now that allow me to do those sorts of things, which I really like. So yeah, there's a little bit more of that on the record specifically. And yeah, just the relaxed nature of the recording. I had kind of plenty of time in the sessions, so I was able to record a few different options for things, try some different fills, see what feels better. Whereas we have done some records where, like with Seventh Son, I was doing the drums at the end, but I was quite restricted on the time, so it was, we need to get this done, so there wasn't too much time for experimentation, but the schedule was a little bit kinder to us on this one, just because we built in more time. So those are the two biggest things for me, just getting to try a few different things, matching with the vocals a little bit more, which hopefully some people will pick out. I don't know, you guys might notice it now that I've said it next time you listen to it.
Probably.
And yeah, just as I said, a relaxed recording session just meant it was just quite fun to create, which obviously is, ultimately what you want from a studio session.
It sounds like it was the most chaotic way to record, but the most beneficial at the same time.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. The whole process I found generally very stressful in and out. It wasn't great, and I don't think I would choose to do it again that way if we had the option. It might be we don't because of a schedule. But I suppose the irony was the actual recording sessions themselves were probably the most fun I've had, just because it was so relaxed.
Yeah.
And I, sometimes with studio stuff, I can find it can be quite an unnatural environment. You start the band to get on stage and play shows, and then you get into the studio and everything's under a microscope, and you're like, oh, you're creating an album and there's pressure to follow up on songs, and is this good enough, and all of those kinds of things. Sometimes the studio can breed a bit of negativity and doubt, but it was just it was a really relaxed process and quite enjoyable. So that was a bit of a change.
Obviously, earlier on, Tom mentioned the amount you guys have been playing since we last spoke, but we were very fortunate to catch you guys at Bloodstock back in 2022. I don't know what you remember from that day, but my God, the heat.
I remember that, yeah.
Insane. I remember us watching you at the back there with all the flames going up. I was like, is it not hot enough for this man? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we instantly regretted adding the pyro that day. I'm sure it looked great, but that was tough. That was tough on stage. Yeah. The whole summer had been like that. Obviously, Europe generally gets quite hot, and we've been doing a lot of festivals over in the mainland. So yeah, we just, by the end of it, I think Bloodstock was right at the end. Is it August?
August, yeah.
So we're all a little bit crispy by that point. Just from a long summer. But yeah, you throw in the pyro as well. It's because the thing is, there's no way of preparing for it, because we haven't been doing pyro at every show. I think that was the only one that we did it at, actually. And obviously you don't, get like a sound check at festivals. We hadn't stepped foot on stage. We just walked on, we're playing, and then suddenly pyro goes off, and you're like, oh my God, okay, let's deal with that.
I think Adam was there. Where's he gone?
Yeah, there's a couple of pictures
melted.
where it does look like I'm just melting in amongst flames. But in fact, the first we did Download the first time with Ed and Tom. So coming back after COVID, obviously we did Slam Dunk, and then we did Download shows. We had pyro then as well, and we had it set up so there was a bunch of them along the front, and then there was one. It was along the back as well. So myself and Tom were raised up at the back, and we had pyro like either side of us, and they set it up a bit too close to Tom, and he also strayed a bit too far across. So like it went off and it singed like his side. Yeah, he said he could smell like, his hair had just been singed. And obviously when you're outside as well, like sometimes you do get some random gusts. So they have to be quite careful. Like if it's a bit breezy, you're not allowed to use it, and they've kind of got to assess what's going on before they press the button. But the things we do to put on a good show. What can I say?
Oh yeah, 100%. The other thing I remember from that show is, didn't you try and get like over 1,000 crowd surfers or something like that? I feel like you tried to break a record of crowd surfers or something.
We do try and do that, wherever we go, see what we can do, cause a bit of trouble.
Of course, why not?
Normally works.
Love that. But I mean, obviously, like you've mentioned, last year you had an absolute tirade of shows. There were so many. Obviously, getting to go and support Electric Callboy in the States must have been an eventful I saw the wig photo. I watched it back earlier. Just absolutely, that wig suits you, Adam.
Yeah. Yeah, love that band. Love those guys. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, we were just super lucky to get the chance to go over there. Obviously, we haven't spent too much time in America, and we've said since we started going back, we've popped over and done a couple of headline bits, but we really need to get out there with, support somebody who's going to have a decent crowd so we can, play in front of people, because we're very much an unknown quantity over there, really. So yeah, to get the chance to go out with any band that's kind of pulling the numbers they are, I mean, that, it's not the size they are in Europe, but it's still really, really respectable numbers, thousands of people. I mean, we played an ice hockey arena somewhere in Canada, which was just unbelievable, like 6,000 people. Yeah, and then the others were like 2,000-3,000. It was only a short little tour, so it was just a really cool trip. Like, obviously we enjoy touring, but sometimes if you're going internationally for like a long period of time, it can be a bit of a slog. It's a bit of a commitment. But it was like 2 weeks, big old shows. We did the first ever festival we've done out there as well. Did Welcome to Rockville, the first show. So it was go to a festival, go and do, a bunch of shows with Electric Callboy, no pressure, just play in front of loads of new people, have a great time. So yeah, it was just total privilege to do. And those guys are great. Love their music. So much fun. Just really enjoyed watching their show every night, and obviously getting to be part of the show on the final night in my wig. It's just, they're just so good at what they do, and they just have so much fun. And there's no way that I personally can't watch their show without just having a big smile on my face and just seeing so many people having the same response. And it was like I was just there as a fan almost. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
No, good. And sorry, Jamie.
I was just going to say, like, obviously when we last spoke, it was during COVID, you're locked up, you're in the house, nothing to fucking do. And then all of a sudden, the doors open, you're like, right, let's go tour non-fucking stop. Like, how long did that take for you to go, oh, I forgot how painful this was? Like, this song's really hard to play, I forgot.
Yeah, I mean, we did a lot of work to get back into it for Slam Dunk. Obviously, it was just everybody, learning to do what they do again, and then also preparing to come back with a new lineup. So that was a lot of work, but we came back as prepared as we could be. To be fair, a lot of it was it's like getting back on the bike, to be fair, just getting the body moving the way it should. So, but we had a good time. Like, there was, as we said, there was kind of renewed energy within the camp, and it was like, practicing was quite fun. We hadn't got to do a lot of it, obviously, for a period of time. So as much as it was daunting to come back, it was fun to prepare. And then, yeah, as soon as we came back, we just hit it really hard. We kind of were like, well, everyone's having a good time. Let's try and do what we normally do. Obviously, in UK and Europe, we've always toured as much as we can. It's not a huge place, so there's only so much stuff that you can do. But the biggest thing for us was, let's see what opportunities we get internationally and look to take them. So one of the first big trips we did was obviously getting back to America. We just decided to go for it. We hadn't been in so long, so our support options were limited at the time. So we started working with a great new agent, and he was just like, well, let's just book a headline tour and see what happens. There's plenty of people over here who would like to see you, so let's just do it. So we did. We all, got the whole crew together, got our visas, which obviously is a bit of a faff in itself. I got ourselves over there, and we just had an amazing time. And then, yeah, as part of that, we did Brazil. You mentioned before, we went out there and we did a festival in Brazil before we flew to LA to start that tour. And as I said, it was just about kind of, seeing if we could get the opportunities, and then just saying yes to try and take this to another level, not only with the music that we're writing, but actually being like, kind of a worldwide touring band, as opposed to just doing the European circuit, which is essentially all we've done for years and years. And I think that has ultimately helped as well. I like to think we're writing, still writing great songs or better songs or whatever else, but the perception of the band is far better if you're touring to that level internationally. And that's a step that we've taken by incorporating more American stuff. We've been back to Australia twice. So yeah, it all just comes together to, people take you more seriously, don't they? They see your name around more, all of that stuff, just on a worldwide scale, as opposed to, as I said, in Europe.
How was Australia?
Yeah, amazing. Australia is a wicked place. I don't know if you guys have ever been.
Always wanted to, never been. Yeah.
I would recommend it. Yeah, it's really cool place. Great place to tour. Obviously, it is massive. We'd done it many years ago, and we did it very weirdly. We went on a huge regional run for like 6 weeks, which again I probably mentioned on the last podcast, which to be honest was a massive slog for us. It was, the band was still not young, but I don't know what record we were on. It was one of the earlier ones, and we went out there with Prom Queen and Ghost Inside. And on paper, it was great, but like it was going to everywhere. We played some really random places and some pretty rough shows, to be fair. It was a long time to be that far away from home, and the band was in a completely different place. In every way. So yeah, we hadn't been back in a long time. But normally when you tour Australia, it's really quite short. It's like a week, 10 days. You do the major cities, 4 or 5 shows. Obviously, it's a long way to go, so you've got to try and adjust either side. But yeah, it was just nice to go back and kind of do it that way, really. So you're not away for too long, but the shows are amazing. We did the headline run, everything sold out. We upgraded some venues as well, it's just bonkers, and that was off the back of Seventh Son. And then no sooner were we there, we got an offer to support Make Them Suffer, obviously the following year, but what was just last August. And so we already had that in the bag as well. So it's a really cool place, great shows. Obviously, our kind of metalcore stuff does really well over there. But yeah, it's a very, very cool place in general. So getting to see, some of the sites they've got out there and the beaches that are just, mate, that's just the beach, no big deal. But it's like this paradise.
The best beach we've got is Blackpool. Like, come on.
Exactly. Yeah. So just really one of those places when you tour it, you're like, this is ridiculous. Really grateful to get the opportunity to go to places like that. So hopefully I'm sure we will. We'll go back on the new album, but depends what opportunities we get.
Well, sorry, Jim.
I was going to say, so this just literally just popped in my head, and I can't believe I've never actually asked any band we've had on this show this before. Do you guys have any like pre-show rituals? Something you do to like get yourself in the mode, ready to get on stage and do what you do?
Everyone kind of has their own little bits. So we'll normally have some music on. We'll start to ramp that up a little bit. Obviously, everyone gets changed into show clothes. Some people do that earlier than others. I don't like to get changed too early, so I'll start to warm up. I'll just have a practice pad, in a seat, and I'll set up wherever I can, depending on how big the space is. So I'll start warming up probably 45 minutes before we go on stage. Just start tapping away. Music will start to ramp up a bit. I'll probably have a Red Bull. Dav enjoys one of those as well. Ed will have a beer. And then, it's kind of individual stuff. Obviously, vocal warm-ups will start to happen. So the guys will take themselves off there. Like Dorse, for example, likes to get to stage really early. So he'll get to the side of stage, put his ears in, and he'll be warming up, just playing guitar, back through his ears to just kind of get in the zone a little bit. Dan always comes to stage like right towards the end. Dav likes to get side stage quite early as well. But then past that, kind of myself, Ed, Tom, and Dan go down like when we actually need to. Our tour manager will normally just come and grab us. So it's kind of like everyone's got their own like routine, and you do find everyone sticks to like the times, even if it's like kind of unspoken, if that makes sense. And then before we go on stage, we'll always do like a hands in, thing where someone will take the lead on just deciding what the chant's going to be. So we'll decide like what we're going to say on, and then we'll give a number. And then, you know, we just all kind of chant that before we go on. That's normally our thing. And obviously what gets said and what the number is gets more and more ridiculous. So, you know, you'll have some stupid statement on 4.5, you know, something like that. And you never quite know what's going to happen. Yeah, and then that's us, and we walk out and do the thing.
That's cool. That's cool. I like that.
But talking of touring, and then I'm going to jump back to the new album. Like, obviously, you're about to embark on a massive American tour for the whole of April with While She Sleeps. That must be so exciting right about now.
Yeah, man, it's cool. Yeah, excited to get back. We really enjoy touring there. Since we've started going back again, it's somewhere that we do really like. Again, just getting to see so much of the country, it's really cool. I know America's got some massive issues. I'm definitely not going to get into the politics. As a place, I do actually really like it. Lots of the people, I just find them really nice. It's quite a pleasant place to be a lot of the time. As I said, I know there's lots of really bad bits about it, but yeah, we've really enjoyed our time there. So we're excited to get back. We're excited to be going back on a co-headline run with Sleeps, because that's just really cool. You know, they've done a lot of stuff over there, and it feels like a really cool British package. It's quite unusual to be able to do that. Obviously bringing along Vended as well, which is super cool. So yeah, excited. It's a long one. You know, we've been back to America, but we've not done that length of touring in a bit. It's unusual for us to do a month even in Europe. So again, it was just about us like, look, if we're going to go back, let's just do it. The place is so damn big. You have to commit to it. Otherwise you're not really getting to enough places. So we decided to go all out. But yeah, really looking forward to it. But I've got to remember how to actually play drums again before I go, because we've had a lot of time off.
Must have been nice though to have that time, like with that schedule you had last year.
Exactly that. We were really, really relentless between the record, like writing it, recording it, and touring. Like it was a lot, you know, where even if you're not necessarily in the studio or playing shows, that we were in writing mode, like the mental, you're thinking about it, like it never goes away. You know, you're constantly thinking about the new record, what you're doing, what you're not doing, as well as all the other stuff you've got going on in your life. So it was a lot. So yeah, being able to just have some really clear time off, probably as much as we've had outside of COVID, to be honest. Like, you know, even if we're not touring heavily, like you've got a show here, you've got a show there, you're going there. Do you know what I mean? You've got things that are on the horizon, but like being off basically from the beginning of December through to, you know, when we leave, beginning of April, end of March, like, you know, really clear time off, know where we have to be. Lots of stuff going on behind the scenes for the new record, but like that has been really good for our kind of mental space as well. So we're definitely raring to go, which is a good place to be when you're going out on tour.
Yeah, I mean, how excited are you for May 16th for the release?
Yeah, I am. It always feels like such a lead up. I think that, you know, lead ups now tend to get longer and longer. I kind of wish it was maybe a bit shorter, but feels like a long time to wait. But you know, it's all for reasons, I guess. You know, there's still going to be lots of music coming out between now and then. But you know, you just get to that point, as I said, where especially where you've had a really positive reaction to stuff, you're just like, oh, you know, I want everyone to kind of hear it. But yeah, looking forward to having it out. Definitely, it's been a long time in the making, so it's always nice when it's out and we can just focus on touring it, which is our favorite bit, as opposed to all the other, or some of the other rubbish that we have to do.
Well, you announced that today. You're touring the UK in October, starting in Torquay of all places. I was a bit like, what an interesting place to choose.
I know, our agent sent that across, and I was like, okay, yeah, why not? It's nice to get to those sorts of places, because we don't normally go to them. They're not on the normal touring circuit. We're well aware, you know, when we announce a tour, we're not going to please everybody. I think even if we, spent a month in the UK, we'd still have some people complaining about
Of course
where
you
we
would.
haven't gone to.
Of course you would.
Of course.
But yeah, it's nice to kind of touch on those places. It was a focus of ours for this run. Having done the 3 UK shows that we did, we wanted to get to some slightly different places, as well as some of the ones that we've done before. So yeah, it's cool to go to different bits. We're looking forward to it. Yeah, there's lots of stuff that we haven't announced yet. We've had some interesting shuffles to our schedule, and we have had some plans change, but for the better. So that's good. It's it's going to be another really good busy year. I looked. Ed made up a thing for like 2024 of all the shows that we played. He made this poster for himself. I think he's got us each one, which is very sweet of him. But I can never remember how many shows we've played. But it listed all the shows we played in 2024, and I counted them up. And I've counted how many we're playing this year. We're playing more this year than we played last year. So I think that goes to show how many shows we haven't yet announced as well, which is cool. So yeah, the time off we're having now is going to be needed. I think so. We're going to be very busy, but that's good. It's album's out. We're going to get out and about promoting it. And yeah, we're still cementing obviously a bunch of plans, but there's a lot of stuff that's confirmed already that people will have the chance to see us close by, I think.
Oh wow! I love that you do the intimate venues. I love that you still, no matter how many records you've released, how many shows you do, tours you do, etc., you still do the small, tiny venues and the intimate shows. And that's one thing I absolutely love about you guys.
Yeah, we've got some for the album release, haven't we? In May,
yeah.
We're doing some really small ones, and then we're doing 2 really small ones in Germany as well, which is cool because we didn't do that on Seventh Son. We did some release shows in the UK. We didn't do anything in Germany. Or Europe, but obviously Germany is a really big market for us, so it was a bit of a shame for us to not be able to go out and do the same thing for those guys because they also love the small club shows. So yeah, it's going to be good. It's always a little bit weird going through some of the rooms we play now, being able to bring in like bigger production stuff, which is we really like having that spectacle for our show, and then coming into some of these rooms, you're like, I'm not sure 6 people fit on that stage to start with. like I'm not sure my drum kit fits on that stage. What are we doing here? Don't know. But people seem to really enjoy that stuff. So, and they're always really fun for us to play. Yeah, I do enjoy the smaller stuff. Just pressure's off. Just have a good time.
Yeah.
So I saw for the album release shows, you're playing a show in HMV in town in Birmingham, where I live. And I was like,
literally,
how the fuck are they playing in HMV?
Yeah, it's funny because we didn't know what to expect. We did that for Seventh Son, and we were, because we've done HMVs before. There was one in London. I don't know if it still exists, the Oxford Street one, where there's like a separate live room upstairs. You've got the big store, and then you went upstairs, and it was almost like a mini venue. So it was like, that's cool. There's an HMV, but it's separate room. And then we got booked to do, a similar thing in Birmingham for the Seventh Son release. And it was, live performance and signing HMV. We were like, okay, literally turned up on the day, vans rock up, and we're like, right. So it's not a separate room. No. It's just a stage in the store, and people will be stood around the CDs and vinyls while you play. But while the store's open, for other people who are just coming in looking to pick up their vinyl of a non-metal band. So we were like, right. But it was hilarious. It was good fun. Dan walked off and bought our record while we were playing,
brilliant.
Which was brilliant. And so, yeah, we're going back and doing that on this for this release. So, yeah, at least we know what to expect now. But yeah, it's ridiculous. But there we are. The things we do.
It's a great idea, though. It's something unique and a bit different for you guys, and the fans get like up close and personal, and the meet and greet and that sort of stuff as well. So it's such a brilliant idea.
Yeah, it's funny because people, we could see as soon as we started, we were like, so do we treat this like a normal show? Because it kind of feels like we maybe shouldn't be, are we supposed to like rock out, or are we, just casual? And like fans had the same thing. They were like, do I mosh? Do I don't know. Like, is this like Top of the Pops, where they just kind of like you know, just like gently swaying. So it was a little bit awkward, I'm not going to lie. But yeah.
I'm just visioning circle pits around the Peppa Pig DVDs. Just
Yeah, we did manage to get some movement in the end, so it was okay.
Fucking brilliant. Obviously, you mentioned the UK tour there as well, but obviously you're doing your biggest UK headline show in Manchester at the Victoria Warehouse on that tour. That's got to be absolutely amazing to be doing that.
Yeah, it's mad. As I said earlier, like the kind of numbers we're talking about headlining to now is just beyond comprehension, really. But that's where we're at based on the last tour that Manchester Academy one sold out months in advance of us playing it last year. So we could have upgraded that, to be honest, but we said beforehand we wouldn't. We wanted to kind of create some demand for the next time, have it make sense. So that's where we're at. I still can't say I'm sat here like, yeah, no worries, that will sell out. But Manchester's just been so good to us over the years. We've had so many unbelievable shows there from whatever level we've been at. They're always an absolute highlight. The scene in that part of the country is just so strong. So at this point, I suppose it will be okay, but we always doubt ourselves, but I think in a way that just makes us not be complacent. So whether it's songwriting or whether it's like approaching touring, it's like we have to be pushing it. We have to be pushing ourselves. We have to be the best we can be. We have to be all of the things to just not, get complacent and be like, it'll be fine. We can write whatever. Do you know what I mean? So I think that approach kind of works. And I'd rather we were that way than just being overconfident. But yeah, there's a lot of tickets to sell in Manchester. So, if you guys fancy buying some, that would be cool.
Bit far, but I was thinking more Southampton. But we'll see.
You don't have to turn up; just buy a ticket.
But I mean, how do you feel that you've evolved musically and personally since the whole beginning of BT?
I guess we've just figured out along the way what we want to do, what we're good at. It's just kind of become BT is like, we don't even have to really speak about it when we come to write songs. Like we are what we are, if that makes sense. You kind of mentioned it earlier, where it just retains this like DNA, I guess.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what we do, how far we try to push it, or how far we try and not push it. There'll always be something about it that's just like, that's unmistakably us. Or I like to think so anyway. And I think a lot of our fans that have been listening for many years, like yourselves, would agree. There's just something there that you can tell it's us, which is really important, because I've always said to the guys, like, no matter what we're doing, like, we need to not lose sight of what we are. And that's worked really well for us to kind of make sure that, with every album as we maybe progress, there's enough there that people, they come along for the ride from the previous records, and we try and, get more people in as we go. But yeah, we've just evolved into what we are, that, there's a focus on writing the best songs we can. It doesn't really matter whether that's a really heavy song, really melodic song. We know there's probably going to be a fundamental mix of both those elements. Doesn't necessarily have to be anymore that it's a mix of the vocal styles. It could be that the melody's just found within some of the music. With Villanark, that's a very heavy song. There's barely any singing on it. We wouldn't have probably dabbled with that too much in the past. But there's still like a melody there. There'll always be an undercurrent of some melody. Or there might be some songs where actually it's very melodic vocally. And as we said before, you've now got, Dan, that's okay. Because before it was like, well, if we do too much melodic stuff, what's he doing?
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that makes sense, especially if you're going to play a song live. So him now joining with that stuff just gives us more options. There's no restrictions now as to what maybe could be a single, because as I said, it doesn't really matter. We can do whatever we want to do. I think there's just Yeah, I don't know, man. We just do what we do. We don't have like a big meeting before we write a record. Like, right, this is what we're doing. It just there's an organic nature to what we write, and even though Dorse is off listening to anything but metal, when he's off tour, all sorts of stuff, as we all do. When we then come to write together, like it still sounds like BT. It's just what we do. And touching back on like Ed coming in, Ed being able to not have that years of this is what BT do and just coming in, but also having an understanding of what it needs, without it sounding like jarring.
Yeah.
Especially where, as I said, you've got songs where like Ed's written that, Dorsa's written that. You put them together and it still works because they both know enough of what they're doing for it to be a cohesive body of work. So I don't know. I guess we're all right at what we do. We know what we're doing, I think, whether we like to admit it or not. And yeah, hopefully people like it. I suppose that's the main thing. But we've been doing this a long time, so at this point, it's just like, we have a knack of whatever this is.
Absolutely. I think that's one thing I take away from this as well is, it's your 8th record. You're not complacent. You still want to keep progressing and changing. The passion is still clearly there for it. It's fucking amazing to see because you can guarantee there's probably a lot of bands that hit out there. They hit that 8th record and go, "Oh, I just do what we do, and hopefully people like it."
Yeah.
Whereas you guys are like, "No, we want to keep progressing. We want to keep better and better and better for our fans," and I think that's fucking amazing. I really do. It's incredible, and you're achieving it because the new songs are incredible, and I can't wait for the new album.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's I'm proud of us for doing it. Like it's hard, but we've all managed to land in a place where we've all got that mentality to do it. And maybe it has been helped by having a freshening up of the lineup a few years ago and some renewed energy coming in. But and it's also when you're being successful or still on that upwards trajectory, I think for us it's easy to feed off of that. But I don't think that everybody has found that easy because I think too many people then do get complacent. And sometimes that's okay because you have records in your back catalogue that are so big that it doesn't really matter what you produce now. Everyone just wants to hear that stuff anyway.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We have songs that we made with Jason that are still massive and we still play them. We still respect that. But I think for us, it's, there is this determination to, still produce music that is better than anything we've done before. And regardless of whether we achieve that or whether everyone agrees, like the effort to do that is there. And I get the sense that a lot of people can sense that from our music. It doesn't sound like we're just phoning it in, and they'd still probably come see us live because I just want to hear Choke or I want to hear Black Flame. I don't really care. There's still something for them in the new songs as well. So I'm really proud of us for that because really in this space, 8 records in, we shouldn't really still be a thing at the level we're at. Normally if you're 8 albums in, you're some massive like Iron Maiden or something. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't really happen anymore that you've still got the energy at this level to keep going because we're not at a level where we're enormous. We're not all absolutely minted. Like we still have to really push and really try and really slog. But yeah, I don't know. There's just this like determination to keep pushing to see where we can get to, because if we've got to where we're at, I don't know, maybe sky is the limit, but hard to explain because I think it is unusual to have a collective of people who all kind of have that mentality. Like it'd be easy for me, if there's just one person doing it, it's just not going to work. You have to have everyone that's got that focus and doing whatever they need to do to make it work. I'm probably making it sound slightly easier than it is because it is difficult to still have like the energy to do it again, but there is just an underlying stubborn determination, I think, at the moment.
It's passion as well. It's
yeah, but it's just like it's our life's work at this point. you know,
Definitely.
for basically all of us. So there's, you know, it'd be very difficult to let go of it, even if it wasn't doing so well. We have always said that we would like to think that we would bow out gracefully if that did ever start to do a thing, and we wouldn't want to do that thing that some bands do. And this is no shade on them, because fair play, if you still want to, ultimately you don't care how many people you're playing in front of, you just still want to play shows. But if our band started to massively drop off, you know, we've always discussed that we wouldn't keep just like flogging a dead horse. We let it be. But yeah, you know, so long as people still give a shit, we're like, okay, let's keep going. And yeah, at the moment it won't die, so here we are.
I wanted to die. Let's keep going.
no, indeed.
But I mean, absolutely. You mentioned Maiden and stuff before, but it's like the world was a very different place back then. Technology has evolved so much since then. Like, it's a whole different beast now. I have no idea what it's like to be in the music industry. I have no clue. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know what I'm talking about. But I think that with social media now and that sort of thing, and that's people looking at the numbers all the time. It's all about numbers and followers and this and the other. It's, you know, whereas back then it was just, are you good? Awesome. Play a record. If people like it, fantastic.
Yeah, and they all probably bought it, and you made a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's very different. We've kind of not known it any different, really, because to be honest, we did get into it, although it was a long time ago. It was still at the point where people weren't buying albums anymore, so it's not like we've come from an era where we did. But yeah, it is all about numbers. There's kind of a relentlessness to it where you don't feel like you can take a year off. You know, you can't really. People consume music in such a different way now, whether they realize it or not. Like, if you're not present with, you know, a record or touring or doing something, unless you are really big, you generally can't afford to kind of take your foot off the gas, because people just forget. Or certainly, you know, I can speak from experience, you're concerned people will forget. So, you know, we could take a year off and it might be fine. I don't know. We've never done it. I would love to, but we've never done it. But it seems like it would be a really bad idea. You know, it seems like that would just kill everything. I think that's a big change now. Bands feel like they just have to either be all or nothing. You know, an album every 2 years, which is what we've been doing essentially for the past, I don't know, 10 at least. Whereas I think if you look at some of the older bands and you look at the years they released records, there was much bigger gaps. You know, they go away, they'd go into a studio for a year, they'd think about it, you know, write some songs, you know, maybe not, because the industry was just different, budgets were different. There's just so much competition now. It's like if you take a step back, there's another band that, you know, sounds similar that probably just going to take your place in someone's mind, or, as I said, there's the perception that's going to happen. So yeah, it is pretty relentless. I mean, I think a lot of people do struggle to keep up with that. You get to a point in your life where, you know, we're not kids anymore, we've got responsibilities and everything, so the dynamic of that does change. But yeah, still going.
The one thing that Maiden has that you don't is a mascot.
Money.
Maybe you need maybe you need like Eddie, your own version of Eddie, and then straight to the moon. That's all you need. Just need a mascot. There you go.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we were talking about the other day. We were looking at the Trivium production on that Bullet tour they're doing at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, they've got the Ascendancy like dude that kind of blows up. I don't know if you guys went to one of the shows, but
no, I've seen the photos. So.
Like an inflatable thing. We were saying maybe we need to get ourselves one of those.
Giant inflatable.
Yeah, we're not metal enough for that, let's be honest.
Just a big Seventh Son hexagrammy thing that you have, just have that out. That'd be amazing.
Just set it on fire.
That would be sweet. That was also something we tried to do different with this. Like, we've experimented with, you know, the album title is longer. It's not like a snappy something. It's the artwork doesn't come with like a symbol that we can then use for you know, merch or whatever it might be. And, you know, Seventh Son was amazing for that. Just put the star and everything. Fantastic. We wanted to do things that we hadn't done before, not just musically, but like creatively with the visuals as well. And that's not necessarily making our lives easier, because we're now like, okay, so what do we do for merch? You know, before it was obvious, like, just put that in different places. But, just those kinds of things. It's been cool with this album to just mess around a little bit and, be a bit more creative in lots of different ways.
I love it.
Where did the name come from for it?
So it's from lyrics.
Okay.
So the album title is in lyrics in one of the songs.
Okay.
I don't know, because I didn't come up with it. I don't know. I want to say that was in lyrics and it was suggested as part of that. I don't think it existed and then was put into lyrics.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a lyric that Tom sings on one of the songs that hasn't yet come out. But yeah, it was just something that was put forward. We liked the idea of having it a bit longer. And yeah, we decided to just settle on that.
No, fair. I mean, I know obviously you're a little restricted on what you can say, obviously, with it not being out yet and things in the pipeline, that sort of thing. So
yeah, but it's kind of open to interpretation as well. Like, what you sort of take from the title. It's, it's always difficult with these things that you realize it when you get into interviews about it, because it just opens up a whole can of worms. Like, it's not immediately obvious like what it is. It's kind of hard to remember. It's like you say it and you can see the interviewer being like, I don't really understand what that means. It's as opposed to something else where like, it's called Black Flame. Okay, cool, Black Flame, great, everyone loves flames, it's black, whatever, I don't really care. It's just a bit more thought-provoking, but we wanted to go a little bit deeper with it. But also, to be honest, I didn't come up with it. I'm not the lyrics man, so I probably wouldn't do it justice. But I know, like all of our lyrics, there'll be people who will get different things from what the title means to them, and I always think that's really cool as well. I personally really just like the patience element of it. And I always kind of just zone in on that for me, around just patience being just a really important thing in my journey, the band's journey. And that's the part that I kind of take from it. I'm in the process of doing my new custom drumsticks for this record. So I've had a great friend of mine, a tattooist, who's drawn up some custom script for me. And I was trying to think about like what I put on the sticks, and I've always gone with like, band logo and then a symbol. The Black Flame was on there. I had the star for Seventh Son. I wanted to do something a bit different. So I've had him draw up some script for me that's just got like a BT, but it's I've just got the word patience, which is just going to be written on the sticks, like next to my name. I just really like that. I just think, patience is a virtue and all that, but for me, I know that I'm going to look at that every night and just be able to kind of like reflect on it a bit. And I know that sounds really wafty, but
no, it doesn't at all.
It
doesn't. I think that's cool as fuck. You just sold a load of signed drumsticks, actually. You reminded me. I think I've seen that recently, which is fucking amazing, and they sold out.
Again, I doubted myself. It was like, I don't really think anyone's actually going to want these. But basically, I've been getting so many messages. Every time I posted a picture of them, I've had them for the whole Seventh Son cycle, and they're not normally available to buy. Everyone always says, "Oh, I'd love a pair of those, but obviously, there's a big difference between sending me a message that says that and actually purchasing them. So I was like, oh, whatever. But yeah, like Vic Firth were really keen to have them like being sold and stuff. So I decided to just get 100 pairs made before I have these new ones built for the new cycle. And I thought I'd put them online, and they just all went out in a few minutes. But I gave everyone the option. I was like, look, if you want me to hand sign them, because obviously they come with a printed signature and my name, very cool. And I was like, if you want me to hand sign them as well, that's fine. Let me know in the order form. Of course, everyone that orders requests the hand signature. And so I've got to do like 200 signatures on drumsticks, which I don't think you've ever tried to sign a drumstick, but they're not the easiest things to sign.
I can imagine.
So yeah, it's taken me a little while to work through them. But again, that was just really humbling, because that's like that's like a me thing. Do you know what I mean? It's not like that's my drumsticks, and obviously I'm part of this collective as a band, and it's not an individual thing for me. But it was kind of just weird to have people wanting my drumsticks. So yeah, another cool thing to add to the list of really cool things.
It's why your band is so loved. And everything, all of it, because you're so unapologetically yourselves. No matter how big, like I said to you earlier, how big you're getting, how many albums you release, you'll still play those intimate shows. You'll still sell stuff and hand sign 200 fucking pairs of drumsticks. You know what I mean? Like, you'll still do the things for the fans. You know, regardless, you could be touring arenas, and I imagine you'll still do these sorts of things as well, because you stay true to the people that got you there, and that's why I fucking love you guys so much.
Thank you, man. Yeah, we do try. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't. None of us can shake the kind of feeling that that's something that we should do and that we want to do. Like, we've never, as you said, doesn't matter what size we've got to. There's never been a part of me where I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. I find it really gratifying to kind of meet people on that level who like our band. Like, and maybe that's what gives us a bit more fuel to do it, because maybe we're more in touch with what our music means to people. I don't know. But though some of the moments that you share with people, you know, one-to-one around the music that our band's created and how we might have helped them or whatever it might be, like, that's really special. That's not something a lot of people get, and we do hold on to that, and it does provide us with a lot of energy to go again, I suppose. So it's hugely important in our journey. It's getting much harder to do that stuff, I'll be honest, just like logistically, which again is mad to say, but like we did the pop-up show in London, for example, because we know from experience, last time we headlined Roundhouse, we went out after we played to try and do our usual thing. And it was chaos, and we were blocking fire exits, and the security got really funny. So it was actually a bit awkward. We hadn't set anything up because that's just not what we do. And so the rooms that we're playing now, you know, in front of sometimes thousands of people, like, you know, we're not exactly One Direction, but also it becomes a bit of a problem when we walk out. Everyone just stops and they don't leave, and that does cause some security concerns, which obviously we don't want to do. So it's getting harder to do it. So we're trying to think of other things we can do, like the pop-up stores that we've never done before. And a lot of bands would do it as just, you know, a way to navigate the merch cuts, which is absolutely fair enough because they're awful in venues. But we've said if we do a pop-up store, we want to make sure that we are there at least for a period of time. You know, probably can't do the entire day, but we'll make sure that we go. And maybe that won't be super planned when it is. Maybe it won't be super advertised, but we will make an effort to show up and spend some time there to meet whoever is there that's interested. And that for us is kind of adding value to those events that otherwise can feel maybe a little bit soulless. But yeah, the whole thing is really important to us. So we're definitely trying to keep doing it. But it is getting harder to do from a security perspective. So yeah, we're trying to come up with ways that we can then safely do it in a different way. But it's not something we'll ever just be like not interested in doing that at all anymore. It's important for us.
That's amazing. I love that, because like, as a fan, that means the absolute world. That this band I absolutely love has taken a bit of time out of their day to just come spend some time with us, say thank you. We can say thanks to them. That's amazing.
And for us, we just feel the same. It's like we want to go say thank you for taking time out of your day to come and see us and supporting us. It's the exact same thing. So it feels like the natural thing to do to me, as opposed to be like, you know, almost just pretend that that's not what's going on, like as if anyone would be there for, you know, any other reason. But yeah, as I said, I personally get a lot of gratification from doing that and meeting people. And I think there's probably times when, you know, I've had bad shows, thought I, you know, maybe didn't play great or thought we didn't do great or whatever it might be. But, I know even if I'm not in a great mood, if I go to merch, I'll meet at least one person that's like, that show was amazing. Whether I agree or not, I'll be like, that's amazing. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it. And it'll make me feel better. So that's why we do it.
That's amazing. So, Adam, a question I like to ask all musicians: if there's people listening to this today and for some unknown reason they've never heard BT, so they want to check them out, see what you do best, what's 2 or 3 songs you might recommend people to check out? Whether it's you're particularly proud of your drums on the song or just you're a big fan of that song, something to give a feel of what you guys do. What are 2 or 3 songs you might recommend?
Well, I'm going to have to go pretty heavy on the new stuff, I think.
Of course.
So I would say Let Go. I think that's got a good mix of what makes BT BT, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I've always thought that was a good mix. Very melodic, but also plenty of heavy moments. Good fun. I'd probably say What If I Burn as well. Just because that's a song I and we are really proud of. I think that's if I can say, a really good song. I don't think it's not like that's a great metal song. I just think it's a really good song. It's not a heavy song. And I think almost I wouldn't have ever thought we would write a What If I Burn. So I'm really proud of that song. And then for the other one, I'd probably, if we were going to go a little bit older, maybe Choke, I guess.
Strong.
Classic. Definitely one of our biggest. Really good fun to play live. I think that I know there's a lot of people that discovered our band through that song. So if I had to pick an older one, it would probably be that, or maybe Black Flame. Also really proud of that.
Pretty solid choices. Very good.
Yeah,
very recommended.
We got some all right songs, haven't we?
I just always felt like Gods and Machines would be fun to play. I don't know why.
Yeah. It's a shame with obviously what happened with the band in general, like post Cannibal. But I say a shame. We're in such a better place. It absolutely had to happen. So I think sometimes it's a little bit hard for us to kind of mentally to be like, we would love to play Cannibal songs, because I think there's just a negative connotation with that record and us and everything that we kind of went through around it. But there are obviously some really good songs on that record, and at the time when we recorded or finished recording Gods and Machines, that definitely was one of my favorites off the album. So yeah, it's a shame in some ways that we were never able to do a little bit more of that live. But as I said, it was for the best in the end.
Absolutely. And we move forward, we look forward, we don't look back.
Absolutely.
So there are some anthems back there, but there's some anthems over here as well.
That's it, man. Absolutely. Plenty of anthems, yeah.
Mr. Stevens, do you have any more questions for our wonderful guest?
I just want to say thank you so very, very much, massively from the bottom of my heart. Obviously, I know I'm a little fanboy at heart as well, but I've loved you guys since Portraits, which is still not on Spotify, by the way. Bastards.
It's still out of my control. Can you?
I know it. I know. But still, but that you take the time out to sit and chat to us, we appreciate it massively, and it's just an honor and a pleasure. And I can't wait to come and see you towards the end of this year. I cannot wait for the brand new album on May 16th. Make sure you all go and get it, buy it, purchase it, go to the intimate shows, go to everything. And just seriously, Adam, thank you so much. Massively appreciated your time.
Pleasure. Really appreciate the support, guys. It's really cool to be able to come back and have a chat a few years after. And you still like the band. I mean, that's great, isn't it?
That's never going to
change. But no, it's really cool. For the same reason I just said, getting the chance to meet people and talk about our music who really appreciate it is really rewarding for me. So thank you for giving me the chance.
Not at all, man. But I'll come and bombard you again another 2-3 years to do the exact same thing all over again. It's going to happen, don't you?
Yeah. Well, hopefully we're still going, man.
Of course you will be.
Of course.
10 or 11 by then.
Oh God, don't make me feel old.
And plugs, social medias, websites. Where can people find you and the band out there in the world?
Well, I'm at Jacko BT on socials, but more importantly, the band is Bury Tomorrow. It's just that on all the socials. You can't go too far wrong.
All the best with the new record in May. I look forward to all the new announcement stuff, and I hope that they manage to get some blood out of you next time you go and
yeah,
offer it
maybe
up.
next time we do a podcast, I will have actually had given blood successfully. You never
Are you
know.
just going to be an absolute juggernaut by the time? Yeah?
Yeah, hopefully the muscles are still too big to do.
Yeah.
That's what I should say, but somehow I doubt it. I think the next time I go, I'll probably say that to the lady and she'll be like, that's not a thing, you're fine. And then
Yeah,
she'll get
probably.
the needle in. I'll be like,
Yeah.
damn, they just couldn't do it.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah, I'm going to dine off of that until someone sets me straight, though, don't worry.
Don't blame you. I've been bragging about that for weeks.
Too hedge. Just too hedge.
Yeah.
Adam, my friend, thank you so much. Have a lovely
Pleasure,
evening.
guys.
Take care of yourself, and we'll see you soon.
Thank
Cheers,
you,
fella.
guys.
See you,
Take
man.
care.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back to the Chronicles of Podcast. This is the 159th edition, I believe, Jeremy.
It is in.
Yeah. I can't remember how I keep remembering it now. We're so far in, I'm always like, pretty sure it's this one now. Why am I so bright? That's what I want to
You
know.
are very bright.
That's better.
There you go.
Fucking hell. Anyway, sorry about that. For some reason, I was insanely bright. Can we please start talking about the Black Sabbath show?
Yeah.
Is Sharon going for a serious retirement fund or something, or what's going on here?
Probably, because this is the end of it. They're just like, they give me as much money as possible, please.
The thing is, right, it's either she's gone nuts and is trying to make as much money out of it as possible before he dies, or they've just booked way too many bands that require a serious payout. And
I mean, it's... Ooh, I'm so torn over it because, like, it's Sabbath's final ever show. That lineup is insane. It's going to be a whole... I think it starts at midday, so it's a good fucking fair few hours of a show. But it's like the cheapest tickets are 200 quid. It's like... Oh, I don't know what to do. I really want to go.
I bet you do. I couldn't give a fuck.
No, you couldn't. But, yeah.
But I just think it's ludicrous. So Kelly and her friend Ashley were trying to get tickets today, and I was like, "Why?" She was 35,000th in the queue. Okay, her friend finally got through. Mate, for 2 tickets, it was 790 quid.
Yeah,
seated, £790.
Madness, absolute madness.
You could go on holiday for that. Probably twice. Like, just
you could go to download and see fucking 70 times the amount of bands for that.
you could buy 2 download tickets. 2 download tickets for that, by the way. Oh,
Yeah,
that's a bit disgusting, to be honest with you.
no,
But
that's insane. I don't know how they're working this out. It's ridiculous.
it's not great, is it?
No, I know someone else was like, "Oh, why didn't they do 2 days?" I was like, "But that's not Ozzy's final ever show or Sabbath's final ever show. If you do 2, so you kind of got to be 1."
I get why he wants to do his final show. Villa Park makes sense. Hometown.
Yeah.
You know, I totally get it. But that's ludicrous.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how they're justifying it, but people are buying the fucking tickets.
Of course they will, because they want to go.
Like, my mate put on Facebook earlier, "Oh, it's a week before my birthday. I'm going to get I've got like gold tickets with like dining and shit." I was like, "How much does that fucking cost?" Christ.
Mental.
But, I've seen Sabbath. I've seen an Aussie. It's fine. It's fine.
Unless Villa Park are charging a serious amount to use the stadium. I don't know.
Possibly.
I don't know.
I think I read somewhere that all profits are going to charity, though. So I don't know.
Oh, well, that's the case. But are they?
But yeah, that's going to say, I can't see Sharon Osbourne being going, "I'm not making any money from this." Bet you fucking can't have.
Oh. Anyway, well, you never know. They might knock them right down. They might knock them right down as it gets closer.
Possibly. They'll probably stream it on some sort of video service. I'll just watch it there. It's fine.
For 827 quid.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So, I had a conversation with Smitchy, okay? This is back when I was in Cheltenham. I've been meaning to bring this up for ages. About yours and his love of Chuck Norris.
What's funny is he sent me a Chuck Norris joke like 2 days ago.
Oh, really? Why do you love them so much?
Do you remember when they were a huge fan?
Yeah.
Those Chuck Norris? I just thought they were fucking hilarious, and it's only between me and him it hasn't died. But like me and Smitch could not talk for years, and he'll just randomly send me a Chuck Norris joke out of nowhere. Like,
That's kind of nice. Because
it's great.
if you spell Chuck Norris in Scrabble, you win forever. Do you know what I mean?
Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups; he simply pushes the world down.
Nice.
Chuck Norris isn't hung like a horse. A horse is hung like Chuck Norris. So many of them. I love them so much.
When God said, "Let there be light," Chuck Norris said, "Say please."
See, they're so good.
Chuck Norris's tears cure cancer. Too bad he's never cried. He's a mental dude.
I know. That's why they're so fucking stupid. I love them. And you're questioning why, but you're laughing. So see, they're great.
I was reading them as like, Chuck Norris does not sleep. He waits. He's a stupid man.
That's why they're so great, because they're just utterly fucking ridiculous.
Chuck Norris could dribble a bowling ball. Like, these are fucking stupid, man.
Yet you can't stop reading them and you're laughing. So
Because I just, it's just to get everybody else watching this. Everyone else watching this be sat here like,
no,
you know,
they're better be laughing because they're great.
the dinosaurs looked at Chuck Norris the wrong way once. Well, you know what happened to them. So yeah, there you go. You just told me that you're loving Chuck Norris. I thought I'd read some out for you.
Oh, they're so good. They're just you never hear them anymore, so when I do, it's just a nice little treat for my ears. I love it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Anyway, why do people pout?
Very random, but I don't really know.
An example. Obviously, people pout for whatever reason. Anyway, obviously for GDPR, I'm not going to say anything about this person. I was at work, and she wanted the thickest glasses possible. Okay, elderly lady. Every time I asked to put them on, or I took measurements off, or anything, she just kept pouting at me. And I was like, could you imagine if that's how we lived our lives? So yeah, so absolutely love these glasses. And they're absolutely lovely. I'm so happy. Can you imagine being really upset? I'm so sad right now. Like, it's so dumb. But where did it
seriously feel
look at fucking well, exactly? It's the point. But she kept doing it to me again. And I was just like, this is weird. Are you flirting? Or like what exactly is going on here? This is very weird.
Like she was eating a lemon sweet just before she came in.
Yeah, eating fucking lemon chips infused with, from fucking Ask Italian.
Oh, they had no lemon in the fine.
I was just like, what are you stop, that's creeping me out.
She was put it back.
If we all look like that, could you imagine being in a fight? Come on then. I'll fucking knock you right out, prick. It's just the weirdest thing ever. Like, it's... I don't know.
I don't know. It's the selfie one, like the kid. I don't want to say kids. That makes me feel like I'm fucking middle aged. But like the youth today that like to fucking pout for their photos of the duck lips. I don't get it.
Well, you're a side pouter.
Side pouter? Oh god, I don't even do that anymore. I don't even know how I did it. Oh god, I forgot about that. But a stupid face he's taking like every photo.
Yeah. Whereas your smile is perfectly fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it at all. It's actually a really nice smile.
It's because I never used to be able to force a smile for photos, even since I was a kid. I could never do it. Yeah, that's exactly what I'd do. I look like fucking Chandler Bing. But what cured it for me was my wedding. Because I had to smile that many times for photos. And because I couldn't pull stupid faces in my fucking wedding photos, like, I actually managed, by the end of the day, I was like, hey, I got this nailed.
You realise that?
Yeah, it was my wedding day that cured that for me. I managed to smile for photos because before it was that ridiculous face. So we're like,
selfishly, I did love that I got a big laugh out of bowing to Becky to give her the rings. Was it Becky? Or was it? And I presented them to you, that sort of thing. Yeah,
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh,
Dude, that was like, what, 10 years ago nearly?
10 years ago this year.
How have you done that to yourself for that long? Just tied yourself down to the same person. I am joking. I am messing around.
You're right, though. No,
Yeah. Should probably, you know. Yeah. It's time for Cal's Treachings.
Oh.
Hello, this week's Treachings come from the set of my own podcast, That Gym Couple Podcast, that I host with my partner Lucy, where we discuss all things gyms, fitness, gym anxiety, and a bunch of other stuff in between. If you do have the opportunity to come and check us out at That Gym Couple Podcast on Spotify and YouTube, we'd very much appreciate it.
Alan is back once again. Please bring the treacher in. Allow him to come through those doors. What is he treaching us this week?
Why don't we trust pasta? Like, why do we have to have a window on the box to show that there's pasta inside?
God, that's my favourite of the year. That's my favourite. I love that so much. That's fucking amazing.
What made that so much better is a tone of voice. He sounded genuinely offended. Like,
so true though. Bacon and chorizo pasta. No, seriously, here you go. Look. Here you are. There it is. Filled pasta. Promise you, it's here. What happened before? Was it someone fucking bought some pasta that was covered, got home, and vegetables fell out? Like, oh, Swede? Why is there Swede in here? It clearly said tomato mozzarella pasta. Why is there Swede? I thought it was unusually heavy. Weird.
You think you notice a weight difference, wouldn't you?
We're here to buy some pasta from you, Giovanni, and I realised that actually it was filled with Swede. So don't lie to me again. I recommend that you put windows on your pasta.
What Swede? What the first thing that came to your head?
It's actually carrot, and I thought Swede is funnier for some reason. I don't know.
I love that it's not chopped Swede or anything. It's literally just a whole fucking Swede.
Yeah, there's a whole Swede in there. Just a whole fucking Swede. Well, the Italians just like, we cannot have our pasta. It's so beautiful, so delicious. We cannot let the UK, the British people, they don't like the UK, they don't like Europe anymore. So fuck them. What we put is we put a lot of the random shit into all these packets, and we close it, seal. We seal it shut. We cannot see what's this inside of the packet, and we make it out to be a gorgonzola, or the tomato mozzarella, or the chicken and the bacon. You know, a British classic, yes. But fuck them. We fill it full of sprouts. Yes, we put lots of sprouts in there. Yes, fuck them. Fuck the British people. We will not show them. We will not reveal our secrets. No, why am I French all of a sudden? I have no idea. Now I'm from France, so fuck them. They get no baguette. We put the random shit inside. They can have Colgate toothpaste instead. You want Giovanni and Giovanni and Arrivederci in your pasta, but fuck you. You get Colgate toothpaste.
There's so much to unpack here.
There's lots to unpack here.
But for my main takeaway from that was your Italian pronunciation, chicken and bacon, was fucking brilliant.
Do you reckon Brexit's the reason they had to put windows on the pasta so we could see what the food was?
Possibly. Oh, we don't trust them now.
Yeah, fucking, we've left you. Now you reveal what your fucking food is, pricks. That's literally, Brexit is the reason we can now see what's in our pasta. Let's see that pasta's in the packet. There you go.
We've solved the mystery.
Brexit pasta, yeah.
Brexit. Oh, fucking me. How the hell? Oh. How are we going to top that? Fucking hell.
I don't know.
Oh.
I doubt we will. Because, Damien, what else is Callum treating us this week?
If we colonise Mars or any other low-gravity celestial body, then monster truck rallies would become a lot more interesting.
The thing is, though, there's craters already. So the ramps are already there.
Oh. In my head, that looks amazing. I really want to watch it.
I wouldn't want to watch it, because you imagine that. Like, nah.
Actually, yeah, good point. There's no great, it's really anticlimactic, yeah.
Just fuck off. You're like, I'm sure it's going to land at some point. Oh, no, he's dead.
He's dead, yeah. That's the biggest jump I've ever seen. It's still going.
Yeah.
And
Bye, Yondu.
night, folks. Bye, Yondu.
They only obviously had one there. Yeah, it'd be boring. I don't know if it'd make it more interesting because it would just float.
Yeah. Which monster truck can float the fastest? But other than that, yeah.
And there'd be some twat on Mars that come in and be like, "Machi, sack machine. I'm racing the monster truck off my head. Yeah, look out! I'm making it float." Hans, you know it's a very low gravity on this planet. No, it's the fact that I'm sack machine. Yes, look. I don't know. I don't know why it's German.
I don't know why we should ticking off every European language this week.
I am. I'm going to try. I'm going to fucking try. I'm coming for Spain next. You right? You ready for that?
Just don't let Elon Musk hear this. He'll be like, want to be the first person to do monster truck rallies on Mars next.
Oh, I don't talk to Nazis or talk about Nazis in any way, shape, or form.
He was throwing his heart.
No, he's a fucking prick.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like how Trump and Putin apparently are going to stop the Ukrainian war now or something. It's like, yeah, but you know what's going to happen. Dictatorship here, dictatorship there. There's going to be some wheelings and dealings and money involved, and they're just going to destroy the world probably. Anyway, but yeah, I think that would actually make them worse, being on low-gravity celestial bodies, Callum, with your really scientifically knowledgeable brain of yours using big words like that. So that's...
It's one of them, like, the idea sounds amazing. Monster truck rallies on Mars, like, fucking sign me up. But when you think about it, I think it'd be a bit of a letdown.
I'd rather see micro machine rallies on Mars.
Fuck yeah, micro machines. They were wicked. I forgot about that.
Because they're like this fucking big.
Yeah.
So that you'd be able to fucking see it. I don't know. I don't know. At least it wouldn't fuck. It probably would come back down, but it'd take hours.
Yeah.
It'd take hours. Yeah. So I don't know. Anyway. And finally, Jamie.
Yes.
What has Callum decided to treat us this week?
At some point in the mid-2000s, someone decided that saying www. Before typing in a web address was too much, and we all just collectively agreed.
Yeah.
Actually, no, everyone just goes google.com.
You don't have to put www anymore. You can just put blacksabers.com and it comes straight up. Yeah. Eventually, you'd just be like S, and it'll know exactly what you want.
It's good. You probably won't even need .com anymore. Just put it in the word.
But at work, we don't have to put our full email in to put your name in now, and it comes up.
Everyone's just getting lazy with Tom.
Dude, it's getting so lazy now. It's getting so... Literally, it's going to get to a point where you can just sit there looking at a website, think it, and it just pop up on your screen.
Probably, which is quite scary.
Very.
I wonder if anyone does still type the www now.
I think I do.
I think if I do.
I know when applying for jobs, I have to put https:// the website.
Really?
Yeah, because I use our podcast website for stuff. So I always have to put the HTTPS stuff in. It's like, why? No one uses that anymore.
I was going to say, that's a bit of an odd one.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, but it's like them Ray-Bans you can get now with the Meta camera on it and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
and you
weird.
can film
I don't
shit.
like that.
No, I know, do I? I don't know if you can read your fucking text messages and your Facebook statuses through your glasses. Like, no thanks.
Yeah, that's weird. I can't see how that's legal. You can just walk around with filming shit on your glasses.
Well, exactly.
Very odd.
Exactly. Dude, shit's getting fucking scary now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's not pleasant in any way, shape, or form.
Jetsons, is my opinion.
Do you think?
Yeah, I reckon we'll be living in fucking space bubbles and floating cars.
I think we're miles away from that.
I don't know. Because I always think we're way too far away from something and then it suddenly appears.
With people that are in charge at the moment,
Yeah.
you can't. Yeah, it's not great.
It makes me wonder, what are they working on? These are the things that have succeeded. What are they working on?
I don't know. Probably have like pogo trousers and stuff soon. I don't fucking know. You know.
Trousers.
I don't know. That bong. That'd be horrible. Imagine never being able to stop pogoing. That'd be fucking horrendous.
I was thinking of something like teleportation.
Could you have like shoes for pogo trousers as well? Do you reckon get pogo shoes? It's got a little tiny slot in, and you've got little legs, and you just pogo the inside. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Like your own version of a trampoline, but just in your trousers. I don't know. I reckon pogoing on your knees would really hurt. So you'd probably want to be. So you just make you like 15 foot taller. So it's like bow, bow, bow. And that's it. That's the noise it makes every time as well. So like
Great if you're
literally,
late for work though. You'd be fucking do it really quick.
it would be ideal for my job.
What?
Trying to measure people up and just like consistently bouncing up and down.
Could you please stand still?
I don't know. I just hold them with me. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I guess the fact I was thinking things like teleportation, things really scientific, and you went pogo trousers.
Yeah, that's what we all need. Pogo trousers are just more cheese. I'd really like some cheese right now.
I mean, who wouldn't? Cheese is
Well, exactly. Cheese is fucking amazing. Not with random veg or fruit thrown in it, Jamie Westwood.
I knew you were going to bring up the sprout cheese.
Just cheese. Just cheese. Just is fine. Bit of camembert, dip some toast.
Miss Camembert.
Tasty. Delicious. Callum, thank you so much. It is graciously appreciated. I do have to bring this up, Jamie, before we move on, that we love to bring up songs and great releases on this show.
We do.
So last week I brought up the Slash Street Boys.
You did?
Did you watch it?
I did. It was fun.
Did you thoroughly? I thought you... This week, good. I didn't see that bit. This week, I want to talk about OCT. OCT, an American comedy band who have released probably the greatest song known to man or horse, as it were, because the song is called Half Man, Half Horse. We were listening to it before we started this show.
Yes.
We absolutely were. Let me just recite some of these wonderful lyrics for you from this song. I can't even do it in the song. I'm going to have to just read it out. But someone's coming up the stairs. She said her parents weren't there. I'm finding out that was a lie. She told me, babe, you got to hide. I told her, where? I'm half a horse. Her dad opens the door and says, is that a half horse, half man? Laying naked in my daughter's bed. That is a half horse. So, I mean, you all need to get some OCT in your life. That's all I can say.
To be fair, there's not enough songs about centaurs, so I'm glad they fixed it.
Yeah, exactly. Is that a centaur? Is it? It's not a minotaur.
No, minotaur's the thing that's in the middle of the maze. It's like horns and shit.
Oh, okay.
Centaur's half man, half horse.
Is it?
It is.
Love that.
I know a little bit of Greek mythology.
I play God of War. I fucking love God of War. Should know that. They're in fucking God of War 3.
Of course.
But still, yeah.
I also get God of War's like based on Greek mythology.
Oh, what a game, mate. Fucking hell. I've been playing Resident Evil 3 remake. Oh, Nemesis is a prick, but Jesus Christ. It's one of those where it started out in first person. I was like, you're not going to be in first person the whole way through. I'm pretty sure you're not. I'm pretty sure you're a third person game. And then eventually you can see your character. I was like, oh, okay, thank God for that. I was like, I don't want to go through this experience all over again. I still can't play Resident Evil 8. I still haven't even attempted it.
You've got to attempt it at some point.
Sure. I'm going to have to, aren't I? But I poo my pants, Jamie. I don't like it, all right? I've been playing Phasmophobia with Kelly and her mates, and every time there's a ghost event or something happens, I'm straight out the fucking door. I am gone. I was playing with her earlier, literally before we came on here, and the lights went out and you heard, and I was like, I was gone immediately. Just left her there. I'd be shit in a real life situation, wouldn't I?
You really would.
See you, sweetheart. Enjoy yourself. Bye. That shit that's going on.
It was nice knowing you. Bye.
Oh, not for me, thank you. Oh, God, no. But I still play it. Why? Mental. Absolutely mental.
Why not?
But still, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. Before we move on, I did say I was going to bring something last week, and I forgot what it was. I remembered what it was, and then I found something else. I've got two things for you.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You better want to switch over for a little bit, guys.
I knew this was happening. You know, I found another incredible sport.
Oh, no.
So you brought up handicapped Polish MMA last week.
It's not fucking like fishing with ice hockey sticks, is it?
No, it's another form of MMA.
Oh, of course it is.
Of course it is, because I'm wondering how many different variations of MMA there are now.
MMA fishing. Then they start stabbing each other with the fucking
beat the fuck out of the fish
with the rod. Just know each other when trying to fish for fish. Yeah.
No, this is armoured MMA. You dress up like a medieval knight with shields and weapons in an octagon and have an MMA fight. It's
No, you don't.
Fucking great.
No, you don't.
Honestly, it is superb. Like, it's so much fun. They are just beating the fuck out of each other with weapons. They've got shields and they're hitting the shit out of each other. I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, I just don't value my life. I'd rather get twatted with a fucking metal, piece of metal as hard as possible so I don't remember any of this or whoever I am. Are you my dad? Bang.
Where you can think, oh, okay, I'm a medieval knight. Clearly, I'm dressed like this. But
that's such a load of shit. I can't believe that's a thing.
Own league has its own like social media pages, everything. Armoured MMA, that is the name of the company.
Everyone wants the Darwin effect, I mean. Is it the Darwin thing? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm now really intrigued. I want to see how many different variations of MMA I can find because this is fucking great.
I bet it's a pillow version.
I was bound to be a pillow version. 100%. Perverted old man has created a pillow version where only women wearing underwear can play it or something like that.
I didn't say it was women.
Oh no, I don't know. You didn't say it's women, but I get the feeling there probably is a perverted old man version of women with pillows.
Well, there's a women's bikini NFL, isn't there?
Yes, there is. See?
Yeah.
That just sounds uncomfortable.
Yeah, they wear shoulder pads and then bras and underwear.
I imagine there's some serious chafing going when you're running for that ball. No.
Anyway, move on.
Anyway. And my other thing that I had a realization of, who is Simon and why the fuck do we have to do what he says?
Okay. I don't know.
I was basically, I'll talk about it in a bit because we're going there, but I took Lena horse riding last week. And at the end of the thing, they were doing like this little game of Simon Says, and I was like, who the fuck is Simon? Why would you do what he says?
Clearly, he's in charge.
Apparently so.
Well, yeah.
Like, do this. Oh, I didn't say Simon Says. So whoever Simon is, he's got some real authority, and everyone has to do what the fuck he says.
Can you imagine some probably don't ever hire managers that are called Simon. I don't think I've ever had a manager called Simon. Oh yes, I have at Waitrose. I have had one.
Oh, you know there is a Simon out there that does that, isn't there?
Yes, I would imagine so. Yeah,
but he works in retail management.
Yeah, I bet he thinks he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
and everyone's like, oh, here comes Knob Jockey again.
Simon Says you're a twat.
Yeah. So I don't know who he is, my friend. I have no idea.
I'm just.
Did you do the research into it? Did you have a look and see?
No. I was just intrigued if we had any theories, but no.
It's just a silly little game from.
Pretty much.
I don't know. How is the horse riding going?
It's going very well. It's weird. I'm not because I don't go every week. This is the second time I've taken it. It weirds me out every time. Like that was my little girl, and now she's sat on a horse. This is weird, and it's a full horse. It's not half man horse.
Oh yeah. My dad's my mum's a horse. The two of them had intercourse. I'm traumatized by their divorce. Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I just really laugh. Yeah, okay.
Anyway, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, well, I asked you. You just changed the subject. Yeah,
you did, didn't you? I do apologise. Yeah, I'm good. It's been a week, but yeah, I'm all right.
It's been a week.
It's been a week. Let's just.
Has it been 1 week since you looked at me?
No, it's just been a couple of days. Actually.
Don't your arms to the side and say you're sorry. 5 days since I left. Chew. Sorry, I'll stop.
Don't expect the bare naked lady song then. It really threw me off. But yeah, I'm all right. I'm a bit tired because I've been up at 4 o'clock every day this week. But, yeah,
so grim.
Yeah, I woke up this morning, my alarm went off, and then I was about to get out of bed, and Becky grabbed me to hug me, and then I was like, shit, if I don't get out of bed now, I'm going to... Fell straight back to fucking sleep. Luckily, I woke up about 10 minutes later, and I didn't oversleep. But, yeah.
Oh, so dangerous.
So close.
It's so dangerous. Do you know, tomorrow, so I keep forgetting, I'm on a late shift tomorrow for the first time, I think, ever in the history of Specsavers. So I start at 10. So I have to get up at 7:30. I'm like, oh my God. Yes, please. But I finish at 7, which is a bit like, oh.
Ooh,
Yeah, grim. But Fucking, I'll take a 10 a.m. start.
It's one of them, isn't it? It's like, yes, I get a bit more on my morning. I've got less on my evening.
Yeah.
Bit of a shitter, but yeah. Yeah, other than that, I'm all right. How about you?
Sorry, my friend. As he says, yawning.
Right on
Excuse
cue.
me. Yeah, it's been a week. The estate agent, the landlord, keep turning up without telling us.
Oh.
So today we have put an email out to be like, stop doing that and let us know. I was making breakfast on Monday morning because I don't work Mondays. I was just happily chilling, just making breakfast. Door starts going. I'm like, that tastes nice, mate.
Good. Thanks.
Yeah. And I was like, someone breaking in again. And she went, morning, Tom. Like, hi. Like, what are you doing here? Oh, I was viewing. Is there? Did you want to let us know? Or and then she just went, oh, have you been cleaning? And then looking at the floor, and I was like, yeah. What's it got to do with you?
The fuck?
Yes, dude, it's weird. It's so weird. There's something dodgy going on here. Something well dodgy.
I reckon every time you got the house to yourself now, you should just walk around your pants. So if they do it, they walk in, that's on them.
Oh, I'm going to. But then she goes, oh, did you not work Monday? I was like, no. She went, oh, that's good to know. Which means she ain't come around on Monday anymore.
Well, that is good to know. To be fair.
Yeah, that is very good to know. But also frustrating because now I know that there will come other days when I'm not here. But Sophie's on half term next week, so she's going to be here. So, good.
That's fucked. They can't just turn up without telling you.
Nope. And they want us to pay for personal cleaners if we don't clean the house ourselves. Or we'll clean the house ourselves when we have the fucking time to clean the house.
Well, yeah, you live
Fuck
there.
off. Yeah. Dick.
Oh, that dry, yeah.
I'm going to write the most horriblest review when I leave here. Online.
Don't blame me. Write a shitty email.
Yeah. I'm going to Karen the fuck out of this place. But no, I'm fine. Just a lot of Rihanna, mate. That's all.
Yeah.
That's what feels like all I fucking do.
You can tell me about it. So I'm so glad I got a bit of time off next week.
Tell me about it.
Tell me about it, you bastard. No.
How will you be able to?
Like I said, it's been a week. I've mostly been Rihanna-ing. I'll say the positive stuff first, shall I? I went to go see the kids last week, and I took Lena horse riding, and then Harrison came back with us because Sunday we went to go see Bowling for Soup with Wheatus and Magnolia Park supporting. We've our good friend John Mahon DJing in between as well. It was an absolutely brilliant night. So much fun. Like, fair play to Bowling for Soup. They're playing all of the Hangover You Don't Deserve album. It's an 18-track album. I think they did a 20-track set list, and they made it entertaining. It didn't drag. It was great fun. And they played the Phineas and Ferb's theme song at the end, so it means a lot to me and Harrison. So every time I get really happy if they play that. And it was just an absolutely fucking brilliant show. Magnolia Park are so good. I was familiar with a few of their songs before that, and yeah, they were just really good. And Wheatus were really good fun. I felt a little bit sorry for them because apart from the two obvious songs, they didn't really get much of a reaction from the crowd because no one knows their other songs. But they were really good. Like, they did a cover of Growing on Me by The Darkness to open, which I did not expect. But yeah, it was really good. Yeah, really good night. John, bless him, it was a hometown show for him, so he had his mom there seeing DJ for the first time. So that was quite sweet. And yeah, he played his song live, which was amazing. Yeah, really good night, really good night. What else happened? We did this interview that you have heard, which was very glorious and was very needed because now to the shit stuff. I had a text message from my dad last week. Basically,
you're going to talk about it, say?
Yeah, I'll talk about it. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'll tell what happened. Basically, I got a text message from my dad last week saying, can you get to the hospital? Unexpectedly, your nan's been given 24 hours. So I got my ass to the hospital, and yeah, about 6 o'clock that afternoon, we lost my nan, which has really been playing on me because I've not experienced anything like this since I was a kid. And I can't work out how to process it. My brain's a bit all over the fucking place. Which then led on to the other shit thing that I had a job interview on Monday and I completely fucked it because I was just not in the right headspace for it. And yeah, it's safe to say I didn't get it.
Did you not say anything to them?
Yeah, but my manager knew, but it is what it is, isn't it? They got to take what happens on the day, really. So it is what it is. It's not my last opportunity. I've still got a job. Like, if anything comes up again, he's encouraged me to go for it again because he knows I'm a good interview. Like you said, I was really disappointed because I know you were a great interview and I thought it was yours. and I just fucked it. They asked me one question, and it just threw me off, and then it just ruined me. It wasn't a good day at the office to say.
It's weird, right? Don't you feel that doing this helps massively?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Because with job interviews now, I interview them. So, do you know what I mean? I just turn it around completely.
I need to try to do that.
And they absolutely fucking love it.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that there's a panel of 3 of them, and they're like set questions and all this sort of. And yeah, with the wording of it and things like that, it just threw me. Really did. So it's been a bit of shit, to be honest.
I'm very sorry. Obviously, I know about this anyway, but we're all with you, as you know. I feel that there's bigger and better things on the horizon for you. I truly believe that if things don't work out, it's because there's something bigger and better looming.
Yeah.
You know?
If you could rear its head now, that'd be great, because I'm getting really fucking fed up with this job.
No, I know you are. I know.
But no. Yeah, I'll get there. I just need to find a way to process it all, and then I'll be doodly. It's one of them.
Doodly? Right, Flanders.
I don't know how I come out of those fucking weird words.
A googly doogly.
A googly doogly.
Wonderful. Charm.
What about you? What have you been up to?
Rhiannon.
Yeah.
Like I said, I played Phasmo with Kelly and her friends. It was her birthday on Monday, so Sunday I went down to Camberley to go and see her for birthday creams. This should really change the name of that shop.
I was going to say, that sounds like a bit much into your private life that I didn't need to
Exactly. Yeah, we went to the cream store as well. It was it was good. It was really nice. But I met like shitloads of her mates in one go. I was like, but it was fine. It was absolutely fine. And then I watched Scotland get fucking dicked by Ireland in the Six Nations.
Oh no!
Oh mate, it was dire. It was a.
I cheered for Ireland.
Thanks.
But that means it should have worked that you won.
Yeah. No, we got trashed. The worst part was that 2 of our best players collided, and they knocked each other out.
Fuck.
So it was really bad. So it was like near a try-saving tackle, but basically Darcy Graham had hold. I think it was James Lowe had hold of him, and as he came round, because Finn Russell came in to help, he spat him round, and they just collided heads and just knocked each other straight out. And I was like, but Finn got up, failed his HIA, obviously, failed his head injury assessment, but Darcy didn't get up, and I was like, but he put a thumbs up. And he put a post on Instagram yesterday being like, thank you so much for all the messages. Like, I'm okay. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was the but we never got into the game. No. I think we got in towards half time, we scored. And then after half time, we scored twice. And I was like, oh my God, the comeback's up. And then it just died off. And Ireland just went, Look at them trying. Bless them. Look at them trying. The game of the weekend was France-England. That was the game of the weekend. Because much to my fucking pain and dismay, the English won, right? But it was 26-25. The game was fucking phenomenal. It didn't stop. It was end to end. The ball was going. It was, mate, even I was going like, getting excited, going like, oh my God, this is nuts. It was just great. And I loved watching the Welsh get smashed by Italy. That's made me so happy. Wales are the lowest position they've ever been in World Rugby ever. I think they're 13th in the world or something now.
Fucking hell. I was going to say, aren't Wales normally up there?
Yeah, no, not anymore.
Oh.
So that was kind of beautiful. It
made everything worth it.
Yeah, but sadly we lost, and it's a bit like, shit. Because of the French loss, if we'd have beaten Ireland, we would have gone top and been the only undefeated team left. But no, Ireland are the only undefeated team left, and we're 4th. And it's like, oh, okay, so here we go again, mid-table at least.
Being at the bottom.
True. Week off this week. And then our next game is away at England at Twickenham.
Oh.
And the temptation to go to my boss and be like, can I swap my day off? So I can go. But I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. I haven't got any money, so that's for starters. Yeah. Obviously, we've done an interview that meant the absolute world to me again. with Adam Jackson and
What's a
Barry
fangirl?
tomorrow. And I did fangirl a little bit. I didn't think I was going to, and then I realised, well, as you've all watched, at the very beginning, I was like, it was like, shit. But it's really good. It's really good. We talked about touring a lot, though, but it was very, very good. So hopefully you've all enjoyed that, because that was amazing to have him back. And if you're too hench, don't give blood. What else have I been doing? That's about it, really, mate. Like, there's not. I didn't watch the Super Bowl. I watched the highlights the day after. I'm so pleased I didn't stay up. Watching the Chiefs get absolutely smashed, though, was a bit like. But I hate the Eagles. Do you know the Eagles, right? So they riot if they lose, but they riot if they win.
Does that make any sense?
They started smashing up New Orleans.
Why?
And smashing plays. That's what they do. They're weird. They're so weird. Yeah, they got hold of like a massive like 18-wheeler lorry, opened it all up and started throwing all the contents out into the street. Like, it's weird, man. Kendrick Lamar's halftime show, though, for what it represented, phenomenal.
Yeah, I
absolutely
saw a
phenomenal.
breakdown of like what it all meant, and fucking
phenomenal. With Samuel Jackson as Uncle Sam was one of the best things I've ever seen. But it's one of those moments where I was watching it and I was like, I'm not a Kendrick Lamar fan, but I'm not going to sit here and start slagging and slaying it because he's a multi-platinum award-winning fucking Grammy superstar. Do you know what I mean? So, and who am I? A 37-year-old ginger from Scotland? Fucking nobody. Anyway. When the dancers, the dancing was going on and stuff, and you sat there, and you're just enjoying it. And then you go, hang on, was that tennis world champion fucking Serena Williams in the dancing then? Rewind. It fucking is. And then I found out it's because she's State Drake. Mental.
Yeah.
Absolutely mental. Apparently, he only needed Rihanna for the trifecta.
I love the fact he used this like massive worldwide platform to just get another dig in at Drake. Fair play.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But I love that what it represented because obviously the orange piece of shit was there as well. So it was nice. Oh, really? Ah, prick. What I don't understand, though, is why Taylor Swift got booed.
I was about to ask you that because I just saw that she got booed. I didn't see why.
And then she was sat there and you could see her looking around and she goes, what the fuck? Like, this woman has done unsurmountable things for this planet, for this world. Yeah. She's upped the American... she's made like $5 billion for America or something in their like budget and everything. It's just like, she's done insane things. Women look up to her and this sort of thing. And you're like, apparently there's university courses that study her as well.
Really?
Yeah. And you're just like, why are we booing her? I don't get it. She's watching the man she loves play a sport he plays for a living. I just don't understand why we booed him.
The thing she did for all the people on her tour, I've heard she's apparently a really nice person. Like, her music's not even that bad. Olivia likes her. I listen to it. I was like, you know what? I don't hate this. This is actually all right.
Yeah, but that's a role model you kind of want for your daughter, you know?
Precisely. I'm like, what is there to hate about this woman? Like, okay, she's got to think about writing songs about her exes, but so do a lot of people. I'm like, who cares?
The only thing that really did tickle me slightly was that because Travis lost the Super Bowl and he was quite angry about it, etc., it did say, I feel another breakup song coming on, which did make me laugh a little bit. But that's just because she's renowned for doing it. You know, obviously that's not the case. Do you know what I mean? But still, it just tickled me slightly. But she's a good role model to have.
Yeah, I don't get.
So I don't. People are weird, man. People are weird.
Probably because she's with someone from the Chiefs and they felt like booing the Chiefs. So if she gets booed by default.
I do. So this kind of made it a bit sweeter. There's a Chiefs fan who's a Twitch streamer. I think he's either a Twitch streamer or an influencer, something like that. He put $10,000 on the Chiefs to win the game. Okay? Whilst he was in this casino, there were Philadelphia Eagles fans playing slots, just happily chilling. And he was walking past them all, giving them like shit, basically, and be like, oh, blah, blah, yeah, and I'd be a prick. I bet you feel like a right dickhead now, mate, don't you?
Those videos are getting fucking deleted.
Because the Eagles didn't just win, mate. They fucking destroyed them.
Yeah, I saw.
I think it was 36-0 before they scored. I think it was 28-0 by half time. It just I'm so happy I didn't step to watch it. But watching Mahomes crumble was just nice. It was a nice feeling.
It does make me wonder if Travis Kelce would, as soon as they lost, I'm going to put that engagement ring back into my bag and we'll save that for another day.
100%.
Yeah, because that would have been a bit awkward after they lost.
Just a smidge. But yeah, man, it's weird that the season's already over. It feels like it just started.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's been going on for that long.
No, tell me about it. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. But I think we're all caught up.
I think we are indeed, my friend.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Braden from Say We Can Fly. Just letting you know, we've got a brand new merch store out there.
Please let me say the link. Let me say the link, please.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yes, you can say the link,
yes,
all right?
Okay.
So the link for the shop
the link for the shop is www.saywecanfly.shop.
All right, good job, Seamus. So www.saywecanfly.shop, 10% off if you use the code.
Let me say the code, please.
Okay, fine. You can say the code. If you use the code...
The code is The Chronicles.
What? No, it's not.
The Chronicles.
No, it's not. It's The Chronicles, Seamus.
Yeah, that's what I said.
The Chronicles at checkout, all right? You get 10% off.
10% off?
Yes, they know, Seamus. Okay?
I'm just trying to help, all right?
Visit www.saywecanfly.shop and use code The Chronicles for 10% off your order. Available at participating Say We Can Fly restaurants and web stores. Some restrictions may apply, but probably not.
It's time for Tom's Journal. And welcome to another edition of Tom's Journal. Welcome to the edition of Tom's Journal. Jamie, this is probably one of my favourite entries ever to open up with. Her. I'll have the salad, please. No nuts. Waiter. Of course, madame. Me. It didn't say it had nuts in it. Her. Well, I'm allergic, so I tell them just to be safe. Me. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Waiter. And for you, sir? I'll take the steak. No bees, please.
That's fucking brilliant.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, that's like me asking for no sun. Oh, Christ, that was so funny. So funny.
Even no sun.
Me. Slapping my older brother in the face with his own hand. Stop hitting yourself. Why are you hitting yourself? Sister-in-law crying. Is this why you want to casket?
What? Shit.
Too much?
Nah, fucking brilliant.
Good. This has been the journal before, but I had to bring it back because I love it so much. Don't join in. That's me in the corner. That's me in a cock fight, losing to a pigeon.
Fuck's sake.
So good. Just had to get it back in there. I can't remember where it is in the editions. I just thought I'd bring it back, Oh, this really fucking made me laugh as well. There's some gold in the journal this week.
I noticed.
I told my husband it really turns me on when I watch him wank. It doesn't, but it saves me from having to do it.
That's genius. Fair play. I can say that because my wife's not listening, but that's genius.
Yeah, that's fair. Me. Put your feet up, love. I'll make us dinner. Wife, you really shouldn't. Toaster pops. That'll be the spaghetti.
She's right, you really shouldn't.
So, tell me a little fun fact about yourself. Well, I turned 11 on the 11th of the 11th, 2011. Edit, that's 11-11-11 for the non-Americans.
Can you imagine? That'd be great.
Yeah, turning 11 on 11-11-11.
Only thing you could beat if you were born at 11 minutes past 11 on 11, 11, 11.
That'd be perfect, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Make a fucking wish then, I tell you.
I know, right?
I can imagine this is you. So, I made up a story for my daughter at bedtime about a little friendly elephant and how he was so nice to everyone, even the hyenas who were mean to him. But then I got scared I was teaching her to not stand up for herself. So I ended the story with him killing all the hyenas.
I wish my stories had some sort of moral to them, but they don't.
Because obviously he was so nice and it was mean to him, so he ended up being like, oh fuck, I'm not too dead to stand up for herself. Kill them all. Fucking superb. I got banned for life from working at McDonald's on my first day for shouting, yes, McChef, every time an order came in.
Oh, I would love that if I was on a McDonald's and that happened.
Oh, brilliant.
I saw a clip on, I think it was on TikTok the other day, of a McDonald's server was like, the place was packed full of pissheads. It must have been clearly on a night out. And he's going, order, 69! Everyone started cheering. I was like, that's how you have a bit of fun. I like
Phenomenal.
it.
Love that shit. Me on Family Feud. Steve Harvey. Name something you believed as a child that you no longer do as an adult. Me, myself. Steve stares blankly. My dad. Good answer, son. Good answer.
You bet that was like top answer.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. This also, just to let you know, genuinely, we actually do this. Okay? In this next entry, okay?
Okay.
Ignored a letter from Specsavers saying I'm overdue an eye test. And I shit you not, they sent another one with a bigger font.
You actually do that?
We do that, yeah.
Fucking brilliant. I feel like I'm going to have to keep my next letter and then wait and see what the next one looks like.
Yeah, we do it.
That's fucking brilliant.
Oh, I mean, I'm not a fan of the new Harry Potter book. Herpes genitalis and the Philosopher's Stance.
Oh.
Couple more. Did you know that Willy Wonka is short for William Wonkadonk?
I don't know what I was expecting there, but the word Wonkadonk was not part of it.
Yeah, I bet it wasn't. And I'm going to end on this absolute beauty.
Okay.
Talking of names, because Colonel Mustard's first name is DeJonathan. The of Tom's Journal.
Fucking hell, bravo, sir. Bravo.
Thank you. Appreciate you massively.
It's about getting into schools and talking to young people because, you know, I know that people can change. And it's about talking to people and getting them to understand and perhaps step back from violence and prejudice and whatever. And we just need to work together and keep on the good fight there.
Absolutely. Hey there, guys. We are ecstatically happy to announce that we are associated with the Sophie Lancaster Foundation.
The times are changing, and with the unfortunate death of Sophie, those changes have made a massive impact for the future. If Sophie was with us still today, I can guarantee what you are doing will still be reaching so many lives of young teenagers, young adults, and those who wish to be as different as possible. So thank you very much.
To find out more about this incredible foundation and all the work they do, and more importantly, how you can help, head on over to www.sophielancasterfoundation.com.
It's audience participation time. Audience participation time. I am participate. You will participate.
Oh. Oh, dear God.
No, I have no idea what made me think of that song.
I thought about it. Did she one of them marry a politician?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, weird.
That's a cheeky girl for people that have no idea what the fuck I just sang, by the way.
Jamie used to work on the docks. Jamie's been on strike. He's looking for participators. Ooh, there's no one. Everyone can participate. Participate in Jamie's challenge right now.
It's fucking beautiful.
Thank you. I don't think I've used that one.
No, I don't think so. I'm still getting over the trauma of last week, so it's fine.
Was that another level?
Jamie, lick you up. I sent a clip of that to Claire and she just replied saying, "What the fuck?"
The show, Claire? What's the fucking show? Yeah.
You'd know then. Participate with me. Participate with me. You should participate with me. You should participate with me.
Oh, Paul.
Oh, broken.
I guess there's moments in life where you think, what the fuck am I actually doing with my life?
When he's singing a parody of the Cheeky Girls. It's definitely one of those moments.
Yeah. Whoa, Jamie's there. Whoa, participate now, bitch. Participate, or we'll come and kill your nan. Whoa. Oh shit! Sorry. That was not linked in any way, shape, or form. That was not linked in any way, shape. That was not my intention. That was not what I was going for at all. That was a complete lapse in judgment. I'm very, very sorry. Let me change it. We'll kill your sister. Participate in Jamie's challenge, bitch. Participate. I'm sorry.
I can't even be angry. It's too funny.
So the realization was quick. It was like, oh, bollocks.
Oh, Jesus. Right. Reset.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. That was not intentional.
I know it wasn't. I fucking cracked up when he said it. I was like, he doesn't realise what he just said, does he?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to participate in Jamie's participation challenge.
This week, I said, let's go with a classic and see if we can actually make Tom laugh at any of these. This week, we're asking, what are your favourite dad jokes? The cringier, the better. Have you got any bad jokes for me, sir?
If my dad doesn't win this, sorry. Yes. I messaged him and I was like, guys, you're in for a treat if you haven't got me on social media. Yes, I do. I rang at the Foster's line and they're like, oh yeah? And I was like, oh guys, my wife's got a vaginal infection. What should I do? Oh, bummer, dude. Oh, thanks, guys. Bye.
I love that joke. I miss those adverts. They were fucking
Yeah,
great.
they were great. Didn't they bring back like one random one?
I don't know, actually.
Oh.
Oh, did you
What
hear
about you?
Did you hear the Chucker brothers both had to stop having kids at the same time? One had a vasectomy, the other had a vasectomy.
One's dead, mate, so they can't even fucking do
For fuck's sake, that doesn't matter.
Oh.
Let's get some audience answers. Matthew Neal, my manager told me to have a good day, so I skipped work and went to the pub.
Nice.
Yep. Hannah Hawking from Rockfit had a vasectomy last week because I didn't want any kids. Sadly, they were all still there when I got home.
Few vasectomy jokes, that's weird. Never
Oh,
happens.
right.
Yeah.
Lizzie Edwards, why did the tomato blush? It's sort of salad dressing. Fuck's sake. Sarah Greenwood, a mate of mine got sacked off the Dodgems. He's doing them for funfair dismissal.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ. No.
Come on. Owen Edwards, I filled the car with petrol today. I could barely get in.
Okay, that was all right.
Yeah, you
that
got
was
it,
all
that
right. That was all right.
And Alan Carr, which Spice Girl can carry the most amount of petrol? Jerry can.
Certainly can.
Damn it.
So bad.
Dina Payne, our good friend from the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. I took my dog to the vets last night. Vet, I've got to put him down. Mate, why? He's really heavy. Oh, I'm so close to that one.
That's good, though. That's good.
She's got another one. I went to see the occupational health nurse today. She said, "You're going to have to stop masturbating." I said, "Why is that?" And she went, "Because I'm trying to examine you."
Yeah.
Alan Hancock. What do you call a man with no ears? Anything you want, you can't hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic, that one. Phil Jones. I like this one. I like dad jokes about eyes. The cornier, the better.
No. No.
Come on. Robbie Williams, he gives us a couple here. What do you get when you cross a surgeon with a magician? Oh, fuck me. With a magician. A mysterectomy. Nothing. Fuck's sake.
No.
Okay, try again with Robbie. That time you tried to stab your vegetables and they fly off your plate. It's an escapee.
Or
Oh, come on. I'll give you two more. Amy Macy. This one really made me laugh. Saw a man leaning on the wall next to the cash machine who only had one leg. Trying to check his balance. No, nothing. Last but not least, Darren Stevens. A mate of mine was telling me that he was shagging his girlfriend and her twin. I said, "How can you tell them apart?" He said, "Well, the brother's got a mustache."
Yeah. So good. So good. I literally was drinking a nice cup of tea at that point when I was reading that, and I spat it everywhere. Because it was really, really fucking bad. Because I read it in his voice as well. I read it in my head and how he would have said it. It fucking destroyed me. That did. It's so funny. Absolutely amazing.
I think there were some fucking great jokes there, even if you didn't agree.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate it massively. Thank you so much. I'm not a massive fan of dad jokes, but there are some that can. When the petrol one did, the one that said about filling up the car, I did like that one.
I have to bring back the knock jokes.
Oh.
That's the noise you made after every entry last time.
Oh, okay. Please don't. But thank you to absolutely everyone that participated in Jamie's challenge this week. We massively appreciate it every single time when you get involved. So thank you. But if you enjoy Jamie's participation challenge, Tom's journal, Callum's Treachings, the interview, which is superb this week, and are they still doing this? Then you enjoy the other 158 editions of the Chronicles of Podcast, wherever you get your podcast from, be Spotify, Google, Apple, etc. The main two places we'd like you to come is all social media at TCO Pod. So that's Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok at TCO Pod, or come and subscribe on YouTube at the Chronicles of Podcast. It would mean everything. Thank you to all 509 of you that subscribe on YouTube so far. Thank you so very, very much. That's all social media at TCO Pod, or YouTube subscribe at the Chronicles of Podcast. What was that, James?
I just want to say a massive thank you to a few of our friends. Every single piece of music you heard on today's show was brought to you by the wonderful singer-songwriter Matt Roberts. Go check him out on all social medias at Matt Roberts Music. Give him a follow on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your music from, because his music is very, very good. And of course, we have to say a massive thank you to Mr. Braden Barry and his Say We Can Fly .shop. Head on over to the website, see what you like the look of. Enter that discount code, The Chronicles, and get yourself 10% off your order. And if you want to give Braden some extra love, go listen to Say We Can Fly. Go subscribe to his podcast, Amber Forest Pictures. Go to his other merch store, Anxious Ghost. The man is out there pushing his wares, and you should support him because he's bloody wonderful. And of course, we have to say a massive thank you to the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, because they're stamping out prejudice, hatred, and intolerance everywhere. And I mean everywhere. This is not a UK issue. This is a global issue where people all over the world are being treated differently simply because of the way they dress and the way they wish to express themselves. People should be free to go out there and dress how they like and be the person that they are. And the fact that it's still happening in 2025, that people are being treated differently because of this, is absolute bullshit, quite frankly. So help us, help them, head on over to sophielancasterfoundation.com, spread that message out there, and see what you can do to help. And last but not least, a wonderful thank you to this handsome bastard right here.
Oh, stop it. Bastard. Over here.
Bastard.
I appreciate it, my friend. Another wonderful addition in the bag, and I was not relating that to your actual nan. I'm so sorry.
No,
again.
don't worry.
Okay, good. But another great addition. Jamie, thank you so much. Right back at you. A pleasure as always on the weekly. Because as for this week, we will see you all next week for the Chronicles of Nate Bergman.
Goodbye, everybody.
Ta!